Action. It's the we call this the pre-show, my love.
Well,
okay.
I wasn't really ready.
I thought you were ready. I'm so sorry. It's okay. Let me just get everything loaded up. Turn the monetization on the stream. Bada bing, bada boom. Then we can get this up there. We could pop this out there so that we can get the chat in there and there. And we're good. I'm going to turn the Patreon on, if that's okay. Because, you know, why not? Why not? That's our Patreon. I get it. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, what's up? I got to announce it into the Discord as well. How is everybody today? Are we going to do a mic check? Check your mic. Turn it on. Turn it on. Turn it on first and then check it. You gotta press the button.
I couldn't find it.
Okay. Talk.
I'm talking.
Talk louder.
Talking.
Project your voice.
No.
Do this. Me may my mo moo. Me may my mo moo. Me may my mo moo. Me may my mo. Me may my mo moo. Say, here we go. Say, here we go. Say, here we go. Come on, say, here we go.
Now what?
Say like the mom. Say, here we go.
Like who?
Like the mom from that video. Go, well, here we go.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like the little girl sings, and then the mom goes, yeah, here we go. So now you go, here we go.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just say, here we go.
No.
This is so easy. Just say, here we go.
No.
Here we go. Me may my mo moo. Me may my mo moo. Me may my mo moo. Me may my mo. Me may my mo moo. Here we go.
Why do you sing it like that?
Like what?
Because there's a Me My Moo like warm up, but it doesn't go like that.
Hey, it's a meme on TikTok. Me may my mo moo. I'm really drawing from my belly. Me may my mo moo. Do you? What? Why aren't you singing with me or anything?
No.
Why?
Because I wasn't ready to start on the stream, and now I feel discombobulated.
Oh my god. Discombobulated. I'm so sorry, baby love. I didn't mean to upset you. I thought we were ready to start.
No.
You've never seen the Me May My Mo Moo meme?
I really haven't.
Let me see if I can find it. Maybe I'll make you watch it. Diaphragm. Yeah, my diaphragm. Ah! That was pretty bad. Me May My Mo Moo. It's just right here. You've never seen this meme before?
No.
I feel like I might want to have you listen to it real quick. Here, put this in your ear. Wow, incredible. Put that in your ear. This is a. Hey guys, welcome to the Rob and Dan pre-show. I almost said Papa Gut. Why
What
do
the
you?
hell is Papa Got?
You're so silly. I think it's this one.
Keep it up. I love it. I love it.
That's what I'm saying. The tune that you sing it to is the sound of the song that's like, I can make your hands clap.
Who cares? Who cares? I'm warming up my throat.
I don't care. It irritates me.
I'm warming up my throat. Me may my mo moo.
Yeah.
think about that?
That's what you're singing.
But what's wrong with me singing it the way I want to? Why is that? Why is it so offensive
it's just
to you?
two completely different things that you're trying to make one different one. And the fact that you don't acknowledge that it's what
I
it is
just feel
is
like
what
I'm having fun,
irritates me.
and you just don't like my singing.
I love when you sing to me. You don't sing to me anymore. Please don't.
I do sing to you
just
sometimes.
the bug bites.
I sing to you.
No, you
I
don't
say
sing.
stinkabungus.
You used to sing to me.
I used to make up songs when I was sing to my wife.
No, you used to sing to me when I was sad.
I love your titties, girl. You're not as sad as much anymore, though.
Yeah.
You're much happier now. So.
Thank God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Thank God. That's what I'm saying, girl. Thank God is right. You like that? Ever since I started wearing these earbuds for work, my earwax is just crazy.
Yeah, but when you used to wear your headphones, they used to get full of black shit. Remember?
Yeah, because the actual
it was
earphone
like falling
pads.
off.
Yup. What's
you
up,
look
everybody?
like such a nerd, too.
Okay. Well, you see the people that their heads sink in.
That's crazy. I'm
Not
surprised
for
that
me.
didn't happen to you, like, honestly, though. Because you've
I
been
got a
playing
hard
video
head.
games for, like, what?
I
Like,
got
20 years?
I got a hard head. Yeah, for a long time.
What did you wear, like, when you lived at home?
Like earphones, like bloop. For a long time I would wear like those shitty Logitech ones, like the little just like little pads on your ears, you know?
Do you remember? I remember, like, I was in elementary school, so maybe you were in middle school, but that, like, headphones came out, like, when you would still use, like, the Walkmans, but, like, the CD ones.
Yeah.
And, like, they, like, hooked over your ears and, like, plugged in and, like, went around the back of your head.
It's wild.
You remember
Yeah.
that? And that was, like, the coolest thing.
Now everything's just a Bluetooth.
Yeah, but now
means.
it's funny. I love, like, when you see how, like, they're going backwards in some ways. Like, they made what are these little ones called? AirPods?
Yeah, pretty much.
But then they, like, now they sell, like, where you could click the AirPods into wires.
Like, yeah, this way you don't lose them. It's like, wow, it's like we're going back. You should use some lanyard.
Yeah.
What's my favorite PS5 exclusive? I don't really play video games, man. I'm not that much of a nerd, you know? Me may my mo moo, me may my mo moo. You like that? It's in my head now.
We tried a new Mountain Dew today.
We went to Sam's Club. It was weird, but it was all right. And we got we tried what is it? Mountain Dew raspberry or something?
Something like that.
It's like blue. So
It's
probably not
dangerous.
right. Yeah, it does. It tastes a little sugary, but it's sugar free.
It tastes like a melted blue icy.
Yep. Very interesting. How's everybody doing today?
I keep on touching this. What is it?
Don't touch that.
What is it?
That powers the basically this
Because I
monitor.
keep banging
Don't
it.
do that anymore. Stop it.
You make me angry.
Stop doing that.
I can't get as angry at you as I want to.
Me?
'Cause
Why?
We're in public right now.
We're not really in public. We're in private publicly. You know what I mean? How's everybody doing today? I think we could start the show. What do you think? What do you think, baby? You think we could start the show?
Yeah.
Just say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi,
everyone.
everybody. How are you? It's us. We're back on another Sunday. How's everybody doing? My wife is very engaged right now. She's sitting there on her phone.
I'm looking at how I look on the screen.
You can
That's
see
what
it
I'm
on
looking
the.
at.
You can see it on here.
Yeah, I know.
So then just look at yours. You look fine. You look cute.
No, thank you.
No, thank you to what?
No, thank you.
I think you look very beautiful. New job. That sounds good. Yeah. So.
How are you? Hey,
Hey,
everybody. Welcome back. It's Sunday.
Woo! That's better. There you go. You gotta
How was your week?
Give me some energy. Our week was. We even have so many problems this week.
That's such a
One
bad
of the
week.
most annoying ones is that the electric is getting overloaded in our house because it's so hot and we have so much stuff running. I had to turn off all the heaters down. I mean, they're never on, but just the fact that they're connected.
Like the breaker.
Yeah, I turned the breaker off.
Because downstairs, like, as I think a lot of people know, like, we had our basement finished here. And so they put in, like, electric heaters for everything, which I really wish that they didn't. I don't know why I didn't fight that. Because that's scary to me.
Yeah, it's all right. It is what it is.
Electric heaters are a major fire hazard.
Yeah, well, you know, if that house lights on fire, then we don't have to live here anymore. So.
Stop. Don't speak anything into the universe.
I'm not speaking it into the universe.
But so, yeah, we
Don't
did
go
that.
down. Don't go in flames.
And,
Don't do it.
yeah, everything has just been terrible this week.
Yeah, it's been all right. It's been a rough week.
But today we took out my Grammy and she bought us pizza.
Yeah, it was nice with the Sam's Club. She got us pizza. She's fun. She's fun.
Nice to get her out of the house to do something. She was so tired by the time we got back to the house.
Yeah,
Did
well,
you
she
see
walked
that?
the whole time. She's like 75, and she walked the entire Sam's Club. Like
She's not 75, baby. She's about to be 80 in September.
79.
Could you believe
bless.
that?
Yeah, so that was, but that's like, you know, you got to stay active.
Yeah.
So she walked around the Sam's Club, and that, you know, that beat her up. This new medication I'm on, I think, is making me feel weird.
What do you mean?
I just started a new med today for I have like a new medication. It's supposed to help my kidneys, my heart, and my diabetes a little bit.
Yeah.
My A1C was down, but she still put me on the new med, which I think is fair. It's just weird. I feel like I've been peeing more today. I know it sounds bizarre, and my pees feel different.
Maybe it's like a diuretic.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense.
Because if it's targeting your kidneys,
it might be a little
it might
bit
be.
of a diet,
So
yeah.
we got to make sure that you drink good water. Then, because if it's gonna make you pee, you want to
I
make
gotta
sure that
make
you
myself
have
go
stuff to
pee-pees.
pee.
Yeah.
I started a new med too.
Yeah, metformin.
No.
It's just, I know you're already on that for fertility.
Yeah.
I'm on it because I'm obese and I have diabetes.
I started a health update. I started Synthroid this week.
Yeah, for a thyroid, right? That's a thyroid medication?
It is, but it's
no.
for like fertility purposes. Like it's so basically the
Well,
way
your
it was
thyroid is a
explained is
little
that like
higher than
yeah, it's a little
average.
higher where or like hypo, I guess. But
Yeah.
basically, it's where like a primary physician wouldn't necessarily
prescribe
prescribe
medication?
something, but for fertility purposes, she has. And like one of the things she mentioned is like with if your thyroid is fucked up, which like I have a family history of thyroid
Yeah.
problems as well, is that it like dry skin, constipation, and it like messes with your sleep or whatever. And I told him that I feel like I'm already sleeping better. So
Yeah, you did say that today. That's good. I had
yeah.
a nice I had a nice sleep yesterday too. I should have went to bed earlier, but I was very de-stressed yesterday. What a wonderful night yesterday is.
yeah, we had a nice
My
day.
wife and I sometimes, my wife and I love each other a lot, but then sometimes we have bonding moments. You guys know what a bonding moment is? It's very, it's good. It's good stuff in the bedroom. I want to brag about it.
I don't like when you do that.
Okay, I'm trying. Hey, nobody even knows what I'm talking about. I'm so coded in my language. Anyway, we had a nice night last night. We needed a stress release because we had a stressful week.
In other news, I went last night. There was a meteor shower,
Yeah,
I didn't see
I
shit,
showered her and me.
but I went to the beach with my mom at like, what time did she get me? Like 11?
Yes,
And
it
we
was.
went-
It was when I went on stream.
Yeah. And I didn't describe this to you, but basically we went like as far into like Jones Beach you could go, I think.
Okay.
And we went like to the end, and then like it's dark, right? We can't see. So like we walked into the grass and like or the sand, and me and my mom were laying between like two dunes, and I was so scared.
Dudes?
Dunes.
Oh.
And I got so many mosquito bites. I've
Yeah,
never
what
gotten
the
this
hell
many
were you
mosquito bites in
doing?
my whole life. I had leggings on, I had a sweatshirt on, everything. They ate the fuck out of my knee.
Yeah. Well, they liked your hiney.
I got some bug bites on my ass too.
So, yeah. But then you came home and we had a nice sleep.
There's the weekly update.
There's our weekly update. We're gonna need some. Here, test the mic.
I'm talking.
Good. Shut up now. Here, take these. It's content time for Robin Band. You know what would be cool? If we had like a logo that said Robin Dan, but it was like Rob and then YN because your name is Robin, but the YN looked like an and, so it's like Rob and Dan. You know what I mean? That would be kind of cool. That would be kind of neat. That'd be pretty nifty. That would be a pretty nifty thing. Okay, guys. So this was a last minute segment, but I had to talk about it. It's only a 1 minute clip, and then we're gonna have like a conversation about it. But I was on TikTok, and my wife was next to me, and I scrolled up to this, and it's Booger and his girlfriend. And for some reason, when I call him Booger, she can't stop. She
It gets
thinks
me
it's
every time.
because it's just so dumb. Like it's not even
It's like,
funny.
and it's
You know
just
what I mean?
so like it's so small, and you just move right past it. It gets me every single time.
I love it. So it's about him and his girlfriend. He's 50, and now he's dating a 19-year-old girl. You know, I guess God bless him. And you winced.
But first, could we confirm? Can you show me like an old Boogie thing?
What does that mean?
Like he used to be really popular, right?
Yeah, you want like his most popular video?
Let me see, because I'm trying to see if he's the guy that I remember or not.
Like he did like a character named Francis.
Why is your character?
Like, you want me to find like
is he the guy who he would sit at a computer chair and get really angry and flip the desk or something?
Yeah, that's exactly him.
I feel like my ex used to watch him, and I would see his videos on Facebook.
Oh, this is the exact video you're referring to. This is the it went away. Wait, this is the exact video that you're referring to right here.
Well, I just don't understand why you're not.
I don't think I've ever seen this before, but
what am I gonna do? Block with a fucking dice?
You might. I mean,
Well, no, it's just bullshit.
you got a lot of men.
What I'm trying to say is, fine. I don't even have cards in my hand. And I talk like a fucking land. This says 14 of 17. Fuck!
So are you done?
Yeah, go. Just go. Go ahead and attack me.
I think we could move on. Especially, I've never seen this before.
This is exactly what you've seen. This is it. That's what you were talking about.
No, I literally have never seen this. But
All right, this is what your ex-boyfriend used to watch. Okay, and that had 9 million views or 8 million views on it.
okay.
That's like his most popular stuff. That's where he comes from. People play like the nerd character.
Did he have a camera from a side angle? I'm just really trying to remember if this is the guy or not.
I watched him sometimes, occasionally I come across something, but I was never super into it. I don't know. He's a lol cow. Maybe he's another lol. This TikTok is called lol cow highlights, which is very funny. Is it this guy?
I really need to make this fucking money.
I honestly don't know.
Oh man, no.
I mean, I'm close. I'm this close. Look at these guys. Look at them all. Look at this. Look at this guy. This guy. I mean, I'm so close. I
don't think that you are.
I'm so close to being a lol cow.
I don't think that you are.
Why don't you think I'm a lol cow?
Because I just don't think that you
there are other large men that are very close to lol cowdom. I don't know, man. I would just get a real job at that point. I couldn't stand the embarrassment and the shame. Anyway, let's get back on topic. Boogie and his new girlfriend, we saw this on TikTok, and you kind of made a face. And so, let's watch this. It's a minute clip, and then we're going to talk about it.
Oh man, nobody's gonna like this answer. Nobody's gonna like this answer, but it's it's an energy thing. It's a compatibility thing. Yeah, I'm in a later stage of life. She's in an earlier stage of life.
Yeah.
I want to help her with a lot of the things that she needs to learn in life, just life lessons and stuff that I figured out either the hard way or.
What? You're just are you getting creeped out?
No.
Okay.
The easy way, things I got right or wrong, but I don't know. I've never. I hold her hand. I feel like it's home. It just feels like home. And you said the same thing to me, right? We just.
You think that she said the same thing, or she was like, "Yeah, sure."
I don't know. Just we need to finish this video.
Listen, I have to talk.
I know. I just need to take everything
transformative content.
in.
I know you need to take it in, and I need to just talk constantly.
Soulmates. You said soulmates once, and I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I gotta tell the story from today when I was talking to your grandmother. So your grandma, we were driving home from Sam's Club, and her grandmother's like, I think that when somebody passes, well, what I actually said was I wish my father wasn't alive, right? And because he's a sperm donor, he's a scumbag asshole, whatever. And she's like, don't say stuff like that. Don't put that in the universe. I'm like, that's fair. And she's like, I think when people die, their souls go into a baby, into a newborn. And I said, oh, does that mean that if I died right now? And I went inside of some woman's, cooter, and I came out a baby. Would it be okay for my wife to marry a child? And she goes, I don't know, maybe.
She said, I guess if she's in love with the baby.
I was like, that's just wild. Why would you say that? Oh, that just reminded me of that story.
On paper, it doesn't make any sense. On paper, it's weird and creepy, and I get it, and I've spoken out against this exact kind of thing when other content creators did it. But
he's talking about Keemstar dating a young person too.
I mean, it's undeniable. There's an energy.
An adult, just to be clear. Just want to be clear. I don't want anybody to misinterpret that, but a 20-year-old at 40 kind of a thing.
There, and I can't not give it a shot.
Yeah.
Man, nobody's gonna like this.
So here's my thing. First of all, listen. It's not illegal. I don't really care. She's old enough to make her own decisions, and maybe she'll grow a couple years later. She'll be like, "Oh, that was cringy." She'll look back on it with some cringe. I don't care about that. But I found it weird that you're in love with a 19-year-old. That's the weird part to me. Like I get it. Like you're in a midlife crisis, and you're like, "Oh, I want to do a little bit of a fling with a younger girl." Like, okay, whatever. I get it. But you're like, when I held her hand, I prematurely ejaculated. Oh, I love this girl. To me, it's a little cringe.
I guess my thoughts are, I don't really know about this guy, but from what I've heard through you, is that like
and I am
he's
the best
struggling,
source of information. Yeah.
like professionally, right?
Sure, yeah. Like he's lost a considerable amount of credibility. He's a very lazy person that doesn't really like do content. Like he complains that he doesn't have money, at least historically, and then he just like won't do content. He's like, if you guys give me like $500 of memberships a month, I'll start doing the content in my private stuff. And I'm like, just start doing it now and have a product to sell. You know, he's a little bit of a he's a little bit of a he's like a little bit.
He's struggling and failing a little bit.
I don't even think that this is somebody that is necessarily even in the failing thing. That's what's so annoying is that like if he makes regular content, he will be successful financially and otherwise. It's just that like he plays a victim complex because like. His videos were like up 2 minutes long, just like pretending to be a crazy character, and then like he wants to be able to put that same level of like output work-wise to maybe to make money.
But
he's emotionally struggling for sure.
With that, I just feel like my first thought is the reason why this like is a video is like for success reasons.
What do you mean? Like the reason that he posted this?
Yeah.
Explain, wife.
Because this is the hot topic and not a cliche. What is the word? A taboo.
I guess a little bit of a taboo.
Now?
Yeah, sure.
So I don't know, like why? Who's he talking to? Who's doing this video?
Oh, so I don't know what video it's part of, but like a lot of his content from what I've seen now is really just him talking about his girlfriend.
Well, yeah. So.
Are you saying he's playing into constantly talking about her because it makes him money? Yeah, it looks like it's this one. AMA for me and my girlfriend. Look at this. Forcing kid behind the camera to go to the beach with him. His girlfriend's there. GameStop can't compete. His girlfriend's in there. Girlfriend doesn't happen to be in this thumbnail, so that's crazy. Girlfriend. She's the one holding the camera. So, like, she's in pretty much every one of the new videos.
Yeah.
So, but look, even here, look how infrequently he posts. Like every 3 or 4 days, like 1 10-minute video. I mean, like why? Like you could do so much more output. It's just like lazy to me.
I don't know. We're just having a conversation outside of this about how like the weirdest guys always have a girlfriend and.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have much to say. I think.
Okay, you just had like a visceral reaction when we were looking at it on.
Yeah.
You're just like ugh.
Because, like, oh my fucking god. Like, for fucking what, bitch? Like...
Well,
But you know what? Maybe he's fucking handing out, like...
Prime pork?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe he has, like, a fucking Finger Blaster 3000.
Maybe.
You don't
Or
know.
maybe he's just an older guy with money and he wants to take care of this girl. And she's like, sure, I'll try something new.
Does he have money? I thought he didn't have any.
It's like, I think he has enough to be able to take care of some girl if they live in, like, a rural area. You know what I mean? So he's definitely paying for everything. That's more than... Like, some of their content's like they're going to this Comic-Con and this con and this con, and they're going to, like, the conventions. So she's probably just having fun, and he's probably like, "Oh my god, I'm in love again." And I think it's I get it. He's an older guy. He's had a lot of struggles in his life, as much as he may be unlikable. And so, like for him, I think part of this is like, I still got it. You know what I mean? It's like I still got, because I understand that feeling. Like I still got it.
What? Still got it to get other women?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
I don't want another woman.
No, you don't. But that's like tell the Costco story today.
I don't want another woman.
Or wherever we were, Sam's Club.
Let me explain. I don't want another woman, but I want to be able to get another woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's like I'm a man. I'm like, oh, I want to be able to, So there was a girl looking at me and smiling at me, and she was a thicker black woman, looking at me, kind of smiling at me every time I looked over. I was just looking for a place to put our cart because it was the food section. You know, like
And my Grammy's not in the worst fucking place possible.
right in front of the soda machine. So like, I'm just looking for a
and
place
we
where
had
we could
two
sit.
carts because she went shopping and we went shopping.
And we filled them up. So I'm looking for a place to put the carts, and she's like, every time I look at her, she's like looking at me, she's smiling at me, and I'm like, ooh, I still got it. I feel pretty good.
Oh, yeah, but don't leave out the important part.
Oh yeah. I I know what my wife is, and so I had to make sure that this girl knew that I was married. So I kissed my wife.
Yeah, but then he made the mistake of he didn't tell me till till after we dropped Grammy
What
off.
were you gonna do? Yell at her?
No, I would have turned around and looked at her.
Okay, well you don't need to do that. Okay, you don't need to do that.
But so back to Boogerman.
Okay.
You know what? Good for him for a little bit.
It's
and for
midlife
her,
crisis.
she'll talk about this.
It's an experience for her to be able to get older. Be like,
She's
oh my
gonna
god,
be
I dated
oh
Boogie.
my god, I can't believe what I did when I was 19. 19 that's a little cringe for me.
What do you mean? What's cringe?
But like 19 is just too close to 17.
Oh, dating wise? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. I guess. I think it's fine. 19, 18, like I don't care.
It's completely legal.
That's what I'm saying.
I just think that socially, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm being judgmental right now. She has tattoos. Do you see that large tattoo on her arm?
Sure, yeah, like a
So
leopard
to me,
print.
that says that she might be interested in things like above her age range.
I gotta understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I don't know. I feel like if it's always going to be close to, like, there's a cutoff. It's like, okay, the age consent's 18. It's like, but that's so close to not being in the age consent. It's like, yeah, that's why there's a cutoff, right? Like, I mean, I personally, to me, that would be like if you criticize a 21-year-old for drinking alcohol, it's like, but they're almost 20, It's just like, she's young, and I think people are less mature now because responsibilities aren't placed onto them until they get older. We're seeing people stay home later, people like in their mid-20s not working at all, living at home with their parents and stuff. We see that more and more, and like I feel like people are growing up slower because of that. But at the end of the day, it's a life experience. Like, she's old enough to know what's going on, even if she doesn't make the perfect choice, but that's like life, right? And it's not going to be a horrible, traumatizing choice. It might be like a cringe choice, or maybe she's happy. Maybe they're both going to be in love and happy. Maybe they're both in love.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Go off.
Do your thing, man. Imagine letting Boogie blow your back out.
That's what I was smirking about. I read that comment. That's funny.
Hey, listen, maybe he's giving her the little boogie. You know what I mean? So, God bless him. I don't know how I feel about him as a person. I think he's just too much of a fucking crybaby. But whatever. And that's it.
Have fun.
Okay.
I just don't want to see it. I don't care.
You don't want to see the OnlyFans?
Well, I was gonna ask you, does she have an OnlyFans? Like, do you think she does?
I don't think so. I didn't even think about that. Maybe. Do you want me to like investigate or?
No. Well, you said that you already watched stuff about this.
Yeah, I never noticed an OnlyFans. I feel like that's not something he would be able to emotionally deal with. Not that I would either, but he seems like very.
I'm just asking because I was
clingy.
trying to like get a judgment of her character. So OnlyFans plays into my judgment of character.
I kind of
That's
get
the
what you're
only
saying.
thing I was asking.
Okay, I get what you're saying. The frontal lobe does not fully develop until 25. I don't know, man. It still seems like he's taking advantage. That's what I'm talking about. Like, taking advantage is like such an intentional word. You're assigning so much intent onto this guy. If you think that she's like young and she hasn't fully developed frontal lobe, and so like maybe she's, maybe her decision isn't that great because of that, that's fine. But to say like he's taking advantage,
I don't think that Boogie can take advantage.
you just think he's that fucking why?
Why? He just seems to like Boogie. What is his name?
William.
William?
No, I made that up.
Oh.
I think it's Steven.
Well, I just think that he needs a lot of care.
Yeah, he does.
I
think I think his ex that he
I
was
think
with.
that he could be taken advantage of.
I mean, there's something there, in the same way where you're
But-
like, oh, she hasn't developed, maybe he's taking advantage of her. I mean, who's to say that she's not taking advantage of him? This 50-year-old lonely guy that has a lot of medical problems and, just wants somebody to love him. You know, I mean,
she's a small, skinny white girl with blonde hair. She has pretty privilege.
Pretty privilege. Check pretty privilege. Do you think that she does though? She has like Alabama pretty. She has like Alabama pretty privilege.
She is a nice looking.
She's
girl.
a nice looking girl. I gotta check myself. I'm sorry. It's not. She's a nice looking girl though. I hope that they're happy together, and I hope neither of them are taking advantage of the other one. Okay. And I doubt that they are, or maybe they are. It's higher. I think there's a higher chance of her taking advantage.
Look,
of him.
listen. If you saw you went through their videos a little bit. He took her to the beach at one point.
What's your
so
point?
who's winning here?
I guess not you, because I'm not taking either fucking beach. All right. Well, you know what? I think that's it for this segment. God bless. Why are you laughing?
Because I love you.
I love you. I love you. Here, give me a kiss. Beautiful stuff. All right. Cool. What'd you guys think of that segment? That was fun. That was a fun one. My wife and we had a conversation off stream, and my wife said she hated this podcast. She said, "This isn't a podcast. I hate this. I hate working with you." Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember? No, my wife expressed to me that she didn't want to do as much reacting content. She mostly wanted to have a conversation about what we were talking about. Whereas, like, I react to a video, she wants to kind of come in with a little more pre-knowledge and unload it onto you guys. So we're balancing that. We're working that in. I think that was a good example of that. No?
Yeah, it's bad.
W segment. This stuff's crazy. I honestly want to make this like the next segment.
Well, I'm gonna be like into this?
You think you will? What?
I think I'm right.
I think you're gonna like this conversation. I think you are.
Yeah, let's do it.
Put the headphones on. All right, listen. Once again, we're scrolling through TikTok and we saw this clip from this podcast that's called No Fugazi Podcast. And you know what a Fugazi is? I think it's from a movie. It's a fake diamond or something, or it's just a fake. It's just a fake, and it's like an Italian
it's like
thing.
Things are fugazi. Like
it's a
you
fugazi.
say it with this.
It's like an Italian thing. And this is like the wild. I gotta say, I'm a man, and I have a podcast. I guess kind of. I make videos, but like, there's something about like men with the podcast, and what I mean by that is manosphere people, because seeing modern
is this
women,
manosphere?
Modern women makes me want to just like explode.
Is it a trigger word for you now?
Yeah, modern man, modern women, modern man. These are buzzwords about manosphere guys that like are completely disconnected from reality. They can't get a woman unless it's because they have a lot of money. Like, that's what it comes down to. It's called no personality men. In the same way that there's women like that as well. You know,
you got to get a soundboard.
Among Us,
so that when somebody says like the words, you can be like,
yeah,
you know,
that'd be pretty good. I don't even know how to make a soundboard. But anyway, like, that's what the vein of this like modern woman, blah 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 blah. Listen, here's my thing. A lot of these modern men. Dropped on the L4. A lot of these modern men or whatever, they're like, I hate modern women, blah blah blah. I want to go to another country and find a different woman who will basically be more submissive, and she'll do all the cooking and cleaning, and it's, to me, it's like, that's fine if you want that. But my thing is you're complaining about modern women. It sounds like you don't like that women have similarly equal power to you in a relationship and can ask you to set a boundary with you. It sounds like you want, listen, I'm fine if you want a submissive woman. That, to me, is pathetic. Because, like, how are you a dominant man if you only date submissive women? That's my philosophy. Life. That's why I'm dating the dominant woman, and I dominate the fuck out of her. Right? So that's what it comes down to. Don't pretend like you're some hot fucking take here. You know that.
I'm not pretending. I'm just ignoring what you're saying, so you'll move on.
I know. Because you have too much of an ego.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But I know how to quell that thing. Anyway, let's see the preposterous thing that this young man said. Do you think I could say he's a young man at this point? He looks like he's in his early 20s, I think. He's got a nice beard.
Just press play.
Okay, well, whatever.
Your man woke you up at 2 a.m. He said, baby, can you cook me a meal? Would you cook your man a meal if he woke you up at 2 a.m.?
No. Just being honest.
What about you, Kiki?
It all depends on how I'm feeling.
All right, it depends.
Oh, you another depends.
It depends on the situation.
Here's another question.
All right, so let's just really quick. What is your? Because I remember talking to you about this, and you said like you might actually do it.
It depends on the situation.
What's the situation that
if
would
you
exist?
like, if I was sleeping or whatever, if am I sleeping or is it 2 a.m.? Those are two different things.
It's 2 a.m. and
So-
well, okay. So you're asking, what do you mean by that?
So that's like one of the things in the air as well. Like, what do I have going on?
It sounds like he's waking. You're like waking somebody up out of bed at 2 a.m.
And
to
the
make them
second
cook for
thing
you,
is
or
like,
ask them to cook for you.
are you busy? Are you working? Are you like, listen, like, I'm really hungry. Like, I don't want to eat like shit. Like, I'm doing this thing. Like, can you please just go make me some food? Like, I'm sorry. Like, just, can you please do that for me?
Okay.
And that's the situation where, like, I would say, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. Yeah, no, I mean, I probably would never ask you that, but like, I've been working a lot more now, doing a lot of editing now, running.
Well, if you were editing, no. See, there's different things.
What do you mean?
Because editing, you could pause, you could stop what you're doing and get up. But
Okay,
in your
okay.
job, like if you're doing a segment or you're like whatever, like you can't
Gotcha.
really step away
so
from
I'm like
that.
working, and I gotta get up, and I'm like, baby, like I'm so sorry. Like, can you make me something to eat? I'm really hungry. I'm on stream right now, and like I know the next day you're not really working. It's not gonna interrupt your life in any significant way. You'd be down for it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I might when I hear it, I interpret it as like unconditional. Like your guy gets you up and says, "I want you to make me dinner, no matter the circumstance," and the girl's like, "Yes, sir." That I think is very condescending.
No. I even felt I felt like mean before when we were in bed, but I wanted to set the limit because you pissed me off.
Yeah.
He does this thing where he hits my phone out of my hand.
Yeah, all the time.
And it makes me so angry.
That's why I do it, you know.
But you did it before, and I was like, pick it up. And I felt,
I picked it up. I put it on my dick.
I forgot that part.
And then you said, "Give me the fucking phone." You said, "I'll play with your dick if you want, but just give me the
Oh
goddamn
no!
phone."
I said, what did I say? I'm not gonna use the exact words I said, but I was like, I'll do whatever if you'll message Facebook for me.
Oh yeah, because you didn't want to send a Facebook email.
But anyways, like I was stern with you and felt bad about that. That's what the message of that story was.
That's funny. I hit the phone on my wife's hand all the time, and now she has a pop socket. Where'd the Daisy one go?
It's too fucking big. It's in the bed downstairs.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's go to the next part of the question.
If an intruder broke inside the house, would you or would you not expect your man to go downstairs and handle that break at the door? Natasha.
Absolutely.
I just want to
Allie.
say that when you presented this question to me, you said, would I make dinner for an intruder in the middle of the night? So like for like how many days has it been since you told me about this? I've been thinking of this. Like, why the fuck would I cook for someone breaking into my house?
Why would you think that?
That's what you said.
No, the issue with this video is that it asks a question, would you wake your girl up at 2 a.m. to make you food? The intention of the question is to be like, these two things are somehow parallel or something. And so like, oh, it's so hypocritical as a woman for you to say no, but then you expect him to defend you with your life. It's just so bizarre. But like, do you expect me to, first of all, I would. If there was an intruder, I'm the first one getting up and taking care of it. Of course, 1000%. You know, like, it's not because I'm a man, it's because I'm physically stronger and more capable physically than you in that capacity. Not to be dismissive of you. You're very capable. And second of all, I know that you're going to be behind me with like a fucking knife, so, you know.
I'm the real attack, you know?
I'm going to fucking...
Like, if they hurt you...
Oh, she's an animal, bro.
I would bite somebody's nose off.
This is like, I could never abuse this woman because it doesn't matter. She will
I will
fight
take
me
it
like,
further.
She will fight me like a caged animal. Like, there's no way if I ever hit, it doesn't matter how physically stronger I am than this woman, she will not stop. She will inflict like a wound. Not that I would ever want to abuse you.
No, but I don't care how bad you hurt me. I will take it further and get hurt, more hurt
so like,
just to win.
And listen, it's a little toxic, but I think it's good. You know, sometimes like we talk about, I have a very strong personality. Sometimes I go a little far with some things that I'll say, and then she checks me a little bit, which I need, and I appreciate that. And the same thing with you. That's why we're in love. You know.
All right, let's listen to what they have to say.
Yes.
Kiki.
All I'm saying is if you don't, it's over after that.
Yeah, I would expect that.
What I've heard was that a woman's wifey duty is based off her feelings, right? It depends on how I feel. But the man's duty of protecting you, it's mandatory. How is it a fair deal?
It's just a stupid thing because the proportionality of this is completely off. But the problem is that like there's so much context in someone's breaking into your house. There's no context to wake you up to have a meal. Like you said, there are certain set of very specific circumstances. I'm in the middle of work. I'm very hungry. I know that you're not going to it's not going to have an impact on your like life or something. Would you make me food? You said, yeah, of course. In the circumstances, there's an intruder. There's somebody in there to potentially kill both of you. So like, it's on its face. Like one of them's just like, I'm kind of hungry. Wake up and feed me, bitch. The other one is probably never going to happen. You know, and like. It's a very different circumstance, but like this, the make me food could happen every night. Every night I could wake up and ask you. You're not going to get broken into every night. Well, I mean, if you are, you're fucked. You're fucked already. I don't know what you can even do at that point. You know, get a protection, get a firearm at that point. But it's just not proportionate. You see how bizarre it is.
But here's my thing. So don't.
So don't what?
If an intruder comes
in,
what
their argument,
don't get up.
Their argument is that the girl won't be with a guy who won't protect them, but the guy, so the guy should be able to say, make me food at 2 a.m. for something. These are just not comparable scenarios.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, with all these goddamn conversations with these stupid-ass people are talking, so don't.
I think the biggest
Don't be with them. Don't. Find somebody who wants to do that.
Sure. Oh, like for the men, like just find, instead of just bring women on and try to come up with these. Well, this is what happens. It's these pseudo-intellectual comparisons that these guys will come to the field with. And since most of them are not, they're not particularly smart, they go, that makes so much fucking sense. Oh my God, I wonder why I'm single, right? And that's what goes through their head. And they think that this is like a gotcha for these girls. And it's so preposterous. You're like, what the fuck are you saying? So they probably don't have a good defense in the moment because it's just such a dumb thing to say. And then it makes them feel better about themselves. But here's the thing. This is my thing. Most guys, you're never going to have to defend a girl. We live in a pretty robust society where people aren't just walking around fucking punching people and breaking into houses all the time. You have things like equalizers, like a gun, door locks. You have a lot of other things that are going to make it so that you don't have to be a protector. You have the police that you can call. There's a lot of different avenues. Things are generally much safer. And so it's like, I would fight for you that one time where it happens. It's like... But like, what if you're just a pussy and you don't know if that's really like you're never like I feel like a lot of these guys are kind of pussies, and like not necessarily him, but they're like, oh, I would fight for you, I'd defend you, but like you're never gonna have to prove it. So you're just kind of saying like that you would do. It's like, oh, I would fly to the moon for you. Like I can't fly. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's like a woman can prove that they'll wake up at 2 a.m. and make you a meal. You're probably never going to improve. Never going to be able to prove that there's an intruder. So like, it's so disproportionate. It's just weird. Like it's a weird thing. And then you add kids into the mix, and it's like, you know, I would expect you to get up and defend our kids if you had to as well, and you would. And I would too.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't understand. That's what we actually never talked about, that dynamic though.
What's that?
And it's like, yeah, even if there is an intruder, the woman still has a role as protector. If you have a family, that's just, I guess, not valued.
Yeah, like
because if we have kids, right, and there is an intruder or something, yeah, you would probably go on to the offense taking on the intruder.
What I would do,
but I would be on the like defense protecting our children.
Like I'm defending the mother and the kids, and then you're defending our kids as a last line of defense.
Yeah,
like that's very normal. And you know, and I think that like I think it's a lot because I'm just physically going to be more capable. And I don't mean to use those words to be dismissive of you, but like that's the logic.
No, you're bigger and stronger.
Yeah, and I'll just get a gun and just fucking, you know. XQC said he would not. LOL. No, he didn't. I already know what you're talking about. XQC. What he said. Somebody asked him this question. What he meant to say was, I wouldn't go down and fight an intruder. I would lock myself and my partner in the room, call the cops, and hope that they came and took care of it. Which makes sense to me too. Like I'm not intentionally trying to go and put myself into harm's way. Like in all honesty, if someone broke in the house, I'd probably get a gun. And I would just like hang out in a room, and if they came in the room, I'd shoot them. You know, like
like if we, especially with our house is like smaller, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes we hear little bumps in the night, and we do get up and investigate, and usually we go together.
Well, when you say that, it's like you're behind me while I'm walking ahead of you.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I don't like hide and cower in the room. I'm like behind you.
Sure, yeah.
But like we go and like because in those situations we're like 99% sure it's nothing, right? But if somebody came into our house, you would hear it, and in that case, we're probably gonna shut the fucking door and hide.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait, and then if they come in, I'm gonna fight to the death, of course. But like, I'm not gonna go looking for an engagement. I don't know if they have like a gun on them or something. Like, I'm not looking to fight.
My worst fear
I mean, and I have
is if they
and-
have like
and-
a knife or something and slice you. Ugh.
And
I would throw up on them.
We all there you go. We also have homeowners insurance, so it's like, okay, they stole something. Like, oh, that sucks. They took a. What are they gonna take? I mean, at this point, we have so much crap in the house. Take it.
Oh,
I'm gonna steal this garbage bag of
you can have
Squishmallows.
it,
Go
like,
ahead.
but maybe just give me like $20
Yeah, just
for it.
drop a 20.
Let's do a trade, you know.
Yeah, like a blind bag. Let's continue this.
They're so different. Like one is like
No,
you're
they're
in the
not.
same
No,
situation.
they're
You're
they're not.
both about to die, maybe.
Right, and if you don't
And the
do
other
it,
one
you're
is
gonna
you
die
might
too.
not eat.
So it's not about the situation. It's
It is.
about what the man is attracted to, and it's about what the woman is attracted to.
I'm gonna be very real again. If a woman would, again, your scenario where like you would do it under certain circumstances, I respect that. But if you were the kind of woman that would wake up at 2 a.m. and always do that for me, I don't think I would respect you.
I don't think that men even believe in women doing that, though.
No, well, I mean, like, there's a certain there's a certain amount that you have to hold. Like, to me, a woman that will roll over for you like that, like, you're a down ass bitch. I could murder somebody, and no one's gonna find out.
I'm hiding the body.
Like, but like, this is condescending behavior. I'm treating you like a child. I would not respect you if you would do this for me just on a whim. Like, if I, sometimes, whatever.
But that's the thing that, like, this is just not real.
Like, this guy doesn't even believe
It's
what he's
not
saying.
real.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he even
Like, he
believes
has never done this before.
No.
Because if there's a woman around him, he doesn't even want to talk to them.
It's a power fantasy, I think. Oh, get up and make me dinner. It's just crazy.
Man is attracted to femininity, submissiveness. The woman is attracted to masculinity, protecting and providing. So if you're not giving what we are naturally attracted to, it's not a fair deal if we have to always give you what you're naturally attracted to.
Okay, like, this is the thing, though. This is the thing that irritates the fuck out of me.
He's always.
I didn't even hear that part. And
How
that's
often
how
is it happening that people break into your fucking house? I wouldn't date a guy if somebody was constantly breaking into their house. I'm just gonna
he is preaching right now, like, masculinity, femininity. He is so goddamn feminine. Look at him. He's incredibly feminine looking.
What do you mean, like the earrings, the chains?
Look at the way his skin is nice. How his beard's lined up. Look at how neat his braids are.
I
like,
mean,
he
that's
is
kinda
put
true.
together. The way that he's talking. Look at the way his fingernails are done.
I mean,
To me, I'm not trying to attack any masculine
'cause I think he
qualities
looks
or anything.
good, but that's
he
very
looks
feminine.
very good, but he had the way that he's talking. He talks real softly. He is actually kind of a feminine man.
it's funny. I never thought of it like that, but now that I'm looking, like, that is very feminine. Like, not for nothing, but like guys like that being more like. He does have nice fingernails that are like evenly cut. He probably puts beard oil in there. That's feminine shit, right? Like,
and it's not a negative. Like, for a man to be like that is not negative.
No, I think that a level of femininity for even a masculine man is a positive.
100%.
And a level of masculinity for a feminine woman is a very positive aspect as well. Like, I think men need to be more feminine. Women should be more masculine. I think that women are already more masculine, but it's good for a man to be feminine. That means different things. That might just mean that you need to be the kind of guy that can sit down and have an emotional conversation with your kid. That's a feminine quality to me. A good feminine quality, because like empathy is feminine and it's a very beautiful thing. But like, this guy is more feminine than me. Not in a bad way. But like,
it just is, and like these, like, it's not supposed to be a dig. Like,
No.
like, he looks very good. He's like he looks like he takes care of himself. Like, those are positive
But
things.
beard oil is
But
gay.
when you're preaching about masculine and feminine stuff,
yeah, that's
Yeah,
if you're
it doesn't
you're-
really work.
when you're preaching about how like men should be masculine and then you're getting manicures, it's kind of makes it hard to, because he's getting manicures.
maybe
He's getting manicures. I'm telling you, I used to get them sometimes. I would go with my mommy. When I was a young boy, my mom would take me and she would get manicures and pedicures, and I would get one too. And then I'd be like, Mom, can I put on the blue nail polish? She said, no, that's for girls, but you could put the clear coat on. And I was like, cool. That was it. Nowadays, my mom would be transphobic. And you know what else she would tell me? She would make sure that I knew that men would get manicures. She would go, Donald Trump gets manicures. And I'm like, okay, cool guy. Now we found out he might not be as cool as we think. But yeah, no, I get that. Like that's the problem when you start to camp femininity and masculinity in these like very toxic ways. You know, femininity is when make food, and it's like if you think that that's all that is boiled down to femininity, I think that you don't understand what femininity is supposed to be at all.
That's going to protect you. Make sense?
So I think that this guy might actually be a fugazi, or maybe he's just gays. I don't know. Listen, man, I think that this like male-woman dynamic is so pathetic. I think that there are things that women need advocation for, and I think that there are things that men need advocation for, and they're different, and that's great. But when you put men versus women or women versus men, you are perpetuating and engaging in a victim complex, and I think that's pathetic.
Yeah, and it's the men who are the loudest in this want to have the most submissive women because the men themselves are the biggest, fattest pussies you'll ever meet.
True, I love fat pussy though.
That's what I'm saying. You know how much like you love my fat pussy?
Oh, so
like guys like him are like, that's how they are. They're just like that.
Maybe that's why I thought he was a handsome
you know?
man. This guy just says, I don't know why it made me laugh, but he's like, what is blood yapping about?
No, for real though. Like they're saying they're the ultimate masculine person when they're just fucking big ninnies.
Just get a fucking job and get a girl. You know, you know what's so weird? Because like I'm a big guy. I'm not like the most conventionally attractive, although I think I'm a decent looking guy. Like I am a decent looking guy. Like
You're very handsome.
I'm 6'4". I think that I'm generally charming. I'm decently charismatic. I have a smooth voice, which is a big thing for women. You remember when I told you I had not a deep voice when we first started talking? You thought
yeah,
I was
before
like,
we talked on the
Robin?
phone, you're like, I have a really high voice.
I told her this, and for 3 weeks she thought I had a high voice until I finally called her on the phone. She's like, "Oh, nice." You know, but you were gonna date a guy that's, "Hey, what's going on, Robin?"
I was sitting right here. My bed used to be here, and I was sitting on the phone with you.
But I'm decently intelligent, you know, and I've always made decent money. Like when we first started dating, I was doing okay. Like I was like average, middle class. It's not that hard to get girls, I feel like, and it's so weird when you have guys that are like more conventionally attractive than me have less sexual options. Because like, what are you doing wrong?
Talking.
You're talking. You're fucking yapping on. You're yammering. You're just doing meh, 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 meh. You know, that's a very feminine quality. Talking. Go to work. Shut up. Only women talk. Women. This one. Oh my god.
How much I talk?
Oh, the other day we're driving home. And like I'm in my head thinking about work, and she knows that, and like it's fine, nothing crazy.
I didn't even realize that.
This woman is talking. We went through 7 topics in 7 minutes, and I was not part of the contribution. So I'm in my head, and I'm thinking, but then I also want to listen to my wife talk because I want to be able to respond. So like now I'm like in half and half spaces, and she's just going, and then we get home, and she's like, "Wow, I just talked a lot because you just kept going."
I have a lot to say, and I don't talk to anybody else.
I like hearing it. I always want to hear it, but it's funny sometimes. I want to hear it. Don't stop talking to me, but it's like funny because you're just going. You even got home and you're like, "Wow, I just talked like a lot," and I was like, "Yeah, it's okay. It's cute.
I talk a lot.
It's okay. I like it. I think it's cute. I love you.
I love you too.
Want a kiss?
I love you, but
what?
I'm sweating my balls off in here.
Bro, it's hot. It's 90 degrees outside, and it's hot in here. Do you want me
so
to go
what did you think my
to
response was going to be to this, though?
Do you want to go take a break, turn the thing off downstairs, and turn this fan on?
What is downstairs?
I have the air dehumidifier on.
Why? I thought you were shutting
Just
it off.
because it was at like 70, the humidity down there, so when we were out, I wanted to turn it on.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you want me to go do that real quick? I'll take a break, and then you can turn this on. It should cool us down a little bit.
You don't think you could put that on?
I would rather make it safe. You can talk to these people. But what you asked me what I thought you were going to say?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I thought you were just going to say no. And then you brought up the context like, yeah, you would. And I was like, oh, interesting. Because I think that when you hear that question, you assign value to it. And the value that I assign to the way he's asking it is that, like, you're just trying to own a woman. You just want a woman that will do anything for you. And I know you will do anything very important for me. But, like, you're not going to get on your hands and knees and kiss my feet. And that, because like, they want somebody that they can belittle. And I think that's pathetic. I think that's like, that's the way that they speak. And they probably don't. They're the biggest mama boys. Probably their biggest issue is that they're mama's boys. And they have such high standards for what a woman should do for them because their mommy still fucking does their socks. And I get it. I say it all the time. Wives are younger mommies. But you need somebody that will establish respect with you. You need to have like that mutual respect. So you need pushback, and you need to learn to deal with pushback, or you're going to be a loser. Because for me, like if I was able to go off without like any like somebody holding me back, I would just be a bad person.
I'm the best one for you, baby.
I think so. I think that you
keep
help
that
me,
ass in line.
You help me keep me regulated. I keep your ass fucking regulated too, bitch.
So
that's all I'm looking for, an acknowledgement of the truth. But like, and I'm a mama's boy too, but like to this degree where you hate women, like that's the fucking craziest thing. Because like I'm a single mother, I love my mother a lot. You know,
I think like your love for your mother keeps a good fear of me, which I like.
You mean like I make sure I respect you because my mother will beat the shit out of me? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but like I
she
guess
would.
so.
My mom would beat me,
But
physically.
also, I think that like you fear your mother a little healthily.
Yeah, no, I think so too.
I think that like you have a similar fear with me in a good way.
I don't have the same fear for my mother.
Well, no,
that
it's
I
going
do
to be
with you.
different
It's
between your mother and wife.
It's different. I have a fear of my mother as like an authority figure. I have a fear of you losing interest in me, and so that's why I try to be a better man for you.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. But what I'm saying is, I think that's like from like authority and relationship.
Yeah, I don't have like an authority
You
fear
know?
of you, though. That's all I'm saying.
What?
I'm saying is I have an authority fear of my mother. I don't have an authority fear of you. I have a relationship fear. Like I want to make sure that I am on par. I'm aware of what you need in your relationship with me, so that you don't look elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like, I don't stop trying to be accessible to you in the same way where you do the same thing for me. Right? Like that's something that's very important. Like you can't just give up and have there are some things we do at lower effort. Like I don't shave my balls as much.
That's the best part about a long-term relationship.
I like your hairy puss.
All right, well, we didn't
Sorry.
have to
Okay,
say that.
sorry.
I was talking about like I don't shave my legs ever. We could keep it like at the leg area.
Gotcha. Understood.
You're a fucking animal today.
Yeah. I'm doing better. I'm doing better. That shit was okay. I'm gonna go turn the.
Go take a break.
I'm gonna take a quick break.
You gotta walk around like this though when you stand up.
I'm not that hard right now. I'm gonna go piss, get some water, do the thing downstairs, come upstairs, turn this on, and we'll get back into the podcast. But did you like that segment?
It wasn't too bad.
I think they were pretty decent segments so far. We did pretty good stuff. If you want to scroll through some of these, although I think the next one I want to talk about is like this, but I'll be right back.
Okay, get this out of my ear. I can't hear anyways. I can't.
Back up.
Ew.
What?
The heat radiating off of your ass right now. We could grill hot dogs on there.
You put one on my asshole.
It's so warm. It's crazy. You should get a towel to sit on. Hello, everybody. It's so hot in this room. This used to be my bedroom, and the windows in here are like tall and skinny, so you can't put an AC in there, right? So that's why he has that thing back there. But he actually, when we were dating, like I never had an AC growing up. I just had a fan. My mom and brother, they could have ACs in their windows. So it was always hot as balls in here. And basically we started dating in like January, and then we got to the summer, and the only way that he would continue coming over here is if I got an AC. So he bought me that AC. But it's still hot as hell. But it's because of like his setup. That AC, like, we need a new one. And he sits on this horrible leather chair. Horrendous. Yeah, we have one of them standing ACs that, like, the exhaust goes through a tube out the window. But it just definitely needs to... I think we need a new one. We've had this for, like, 4 years. We don't have central AC. It's like really expensive. My house was built in the 70s, and like my mom and dad got it as like a foreclosed house. Like it's kind of shitty. And then it wasn't like the top priority of my mom to like, as like a single mother, like she put more effort into like doing things with us and like stuff like that. So the house, not that it's like horribly falling apart, but it's definitely outdated and stuff. We've considered getting like some other heating and cooling options, but it's just very expensive. And like we don't own this house. Like we're like renting from my mom. So I would love to get central air or like ceiling fans. Ceiling fans are wonderful. That's crazy. Our electric bill this month. So, like during the winter, I think it's usually around like $90, but our recent electric bills have been almost $300. We've thought about solar. We actually we would like to be like very green and like try to do things like naturally like as we can. There's like monetary restrictions to that and really like effort. And like I understand that like up front it's more money and then it pays off in the long run. But like we want to do solar power. Like when we've talked about getting a new car, we want to get a hybrid. And even like when we have like kids and shit, we've talked about like wanting to make like their own baby food and stuff like that, just to, you know, try to be natural. We try like we recycle, we do all of that stuff. I try to reuse. Like we try not to throw stuff out. So
If I could turn back time, if I could find a way. You like my singing?
yeah, but I just realized you're gonna put that fan on and it's not gonna do nothing for me.
I'll be your walker. High, high into the sky. One day.
I always talk about like how houses should have gardens on top of them. You're clammy feeling.
Cause I'm sweaty.
You're clammy though. Clammy is like cold and moist.
No. One day, we will be successful enough to have a nice office and be in much more temperature regulated scenarios. But you know what?
Today's not that day.
No, and you know, we're doing well. We're doing well. You know what we probably got like 60, maybe 50, 60 people watching us right now. Our past couple podcasts got 1,500 views on a 1,700 view channel. Our segments regularly do probably average 25% of our viewership. I'm happy. I'm having fun. I'm proud.
Yeah.
This is fun. And it's nice that Sundays are just a no stream day for me. It's like a day off, but not really. And that's how I look at it. I prep to be off for Sundays. That consistency's actually been very positive for me. I've been liking that. So, yeah. Did you see that Brittany Simon reacted to us? Yes, I asked her to. In stream, I was like, you should watch this. It's in your alley of what you do. And then she reacted to it. I didn't really watch it. It's just cool that she reacted. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Here's the dealio. Sklurdealio. I want to talk about Snow White and the 7 BIPOC individuals. Because it's not Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs anymore. There's a couple things I want to talk about. Okay? First and foremost, it's so weird. Like, I don't know if you have like a strong opinion. You probably don't have like any real opinion on this, but they only have one person that I think it's a little person or a dwarf is socially acceptable. So I'm trying to be, you know, socially acceptable. I think it's silly that they got rid of all 7 dwarves. There's only one now. It's just like weird to me. You know, like it's a conversation that like, first of all, there's not a lot of roles for little people, and so it's like that could be a breakout role. Tyrion Lannister was the one who said that they shouldn't do dwarves because it's condescending. When this motherfucker played a mythological dwarf in a Thor movie.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was a very large dwarf, but it was like that was what he was, and he was like a craftsman. And it's like, dude, just bring respect to the role. Make them women. Make some of them women. I think that's a great idea. That's new. Hey, we got 7 dwarves. All of them were men. Make them women. Make some black.
They should make Grumpy a woman.
Yeah,
I would love that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because Grumpy's the most stereotypical male-coded character, I think. Make that a woman, a grumpy woman. That would be fun. But instead, they just made everybody like a BIPOC person. It's just like, oh, that's just so. I think it's lazy. I think it's a virtue signal. I think it would have been cool to see like some women dwarves. You know, make a couple of women, make them like different, like, you know, races or whatever. NASCAR. All jokes aside, put one in a wheelchair, because there are little people that are like wheelchairs. Sometimes that's like part of like whatever they got going on. Do it. Make them capable too. Put them in a wheelchair and make them capable. Make them like a craftsman dwarf that has like the ability to make a motorized scooter in like the 1600s or whatever. You know what I mean? Like a fucking water wheel that spins and makes electricity. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just off the top of my head.
Coming off the dome.
I got a big one. I think that would have been better. I just wanted to lightly touch on to that topic before we get into like the specifics of the issue that I have with this. But that's how I feel. I don't know if you have a strong opinion.
I wish that they would stop remaking movies.
Why?
Because like I'm tired of it. They're remaking everything.
You don't like that they're doing any remakes?
It's not that they're doing like some remakes. They are remaking everything.
I'm actually okay with it.
Like we have a new Little Mermaid. They put out some Peter Pan shit that I didn't watch. Now we're doing a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. They did Aladdin. They did Beauty and the Beast.
I disagree with you. First of all, I want them to stop making them suck. But I think it's cool to have a new age reimagination. It also keeps the old piece of media back in circulation and keeps it a little more relevant. Because if you're making a new Seven Dwarfs movie, well, Snow White movie, Snow Hispanic actually. If you're making a new Snow White movie, it puts the other one back into circulation. I think it's fine. I just think that they shouldn't be so lazy, because it comes off as like, okay, what's the current social narrative? Oh,
yeah, they make
blah,
it
blah,
to
blah,
have
blah,
like
blah,
a
blah,
black
blah, blah.
mermaid.
Yeah, and which I think is fine. Although I would say Snow White, people made this argument. I'm like, okay, she's literally supposed to be Snow White. Like the Little Mermaid, the color of her skin is irrelevant to me because it's not part of being a mermaid. It's a mythical creature. Snow White, I see them, but she's pretty white. She's white. She's a white Hispanic person, right? But like that's the only thing I'd say. But I don't really care about that. I'm more worried about like the dwarf thing. It's like weird. It's like, why even make a new Snow White? But I'm fine with the remakes. I just wish, it feels like sometimes they make a remake and then they because there's inclusivity in it, they use that to be like, we don't have to do much for the IP.
No,
we can be lazy about
I'm
it because people will watch it anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care if Ariel is black. I care that the movie was made to have a black mermaid.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, they didn't make a Little Mermaid and go, oh, this black actress is really good. Let's make her the Little Mermaid. They said, let's make a black Little Mermaid. That, I agree with that. I agree with that. Because, if you put Samuel L. Jackson in any white role, zero complaints from anybody.
Yeah.
A fact. Samuel L. Jackson, they made God black in Bruce Almighty.
Yeah.
No complaints, because it's Morgan Freeman. It doesn't matter. And I imagine people think God is white. So nobody cared, Denzel Washington, make him anything. You can literally make him the leader of a KKK member. I don't care. It's Denzel Washington.
White people would actually probably love that.
Yeah, maybe. But it's like, I don't know who the actress is. I'm sure she's not bad, but it's not like they make a role and they go, this person would fit the best. It's like they're like, we want a black mermaid, and like, yeah, I get that. It's like kind of annoying because like it's just so intentional. But I get with that. I would agree with, like, if they just like, oh, this person is like really hot right now, let's just make her the Little Mermaid. Oh, but she's black. Who cares? I get that. That I agree with. But anyway, what I want to watch is this bit of a clip. It's not very long. But here's the thing. I've been seeing it on TikTok. We might not even have to watch the whole thing. But it seems like the people who are in Snow White hate the IP. And I'm not even like a huge
IP?
Intellectual property, like the movie. She hates She hates the historical.
The concept of Snow White?
Yeah, she hates what it is. And she's just like, that's what it is. And my thing is, I don't love Snow White. Like, it never really resonated with me. I think there was a very problematic kiss, I get. Because she was that Sleeping Beauty?
It's not fucking problematic.
What is it? I'd have to watch it again to see if it's problematic.
She's fucking dead, and then he kisses her because he is her true love, and she wakes up.
Oh.
He's not sticking his tongue down her goddamn throat.
So
Listen. Do I love Snow White? Yes, I just watch it all the time. But like,
you think the conversation around consent has gone a little like, it's a great conversation, but like this is just not necessarily where it's applied.
No, it's not. I'm not fucking. I don't care that Prince Charming kissed Snow White while she was sleeping, and I don't think that fucking. Whatever. I don't want to get into it.
I mean, I would say that like the bigger issue is that we don't have good comprehensive sexual health education for children. Because like if you the kiss, that's gonna make boys assault girls. I think not teaching them sexual boundaries early is the problem. Like 10, 11, 12 years old, start teaching young people about you don't have to teach them anything graphic, but I think consent is a language we can learn from very early on.
Yeah.
You learn that, and so I would say the Snow White's probably the least of our worries here. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, I respect that. I respect that. So let's watch this. Let's watch some of this.
Crying on that stage.
When am I not crying? I'm
Oh, typical woman, am I right?
public. It's so upsetting.
Why were you crying?
Oh my gosh! I saw the. Well, we didn't even see. We didn't even see, but I saw the logo and I went, "That's my name. Snow White's up there," and I cried my eyes out.
What was it like seeing yourself for the first time in full Snow White drag?
I love that description. It's perfect. Oh my God. Well, when you get to wear Sandy Powell, first of all, insane.
Who's that?
And then you get to be lit by Mandy Walker and Nadia Stacey designed your hair and makeup. It's like the most incredible thing in the world. And then all of a sudden you open your eyes and you watch the playback, which I never do. And I saw myself on screen and I just wanted to throw up. I was so happy about it. And it was the most incredible experience. And the fan reaction was insane. We didn't even see what they were clapping for.
Why is this person
think it was-
standing next to her?
Oh, that's Gail Gadot.
Who?
Gail Gadot.
Who is it?
Wonder Woman.
Okay, why
She's
is
in the
she
movie.
there?
She's in the movie.
But why is she weirdly standing there like it's this young girl's mother?
I don't even know what she plays in the movie, but I think it's more than anything else just because this is like a setup. They're both supposed to be part of the interview. So hey, hang out over here so that we have another celebrity so we could take this and we could put this up and then everybody will go like, oh my God. I think that she's playing something. I don't know. I think she might be like the evil mommy or something in the movie.
The evil queen.
Is she even in this? Like, what's happening? Okay, so she's the evil queen. Is that mommy? I mean, that's not a bad cast. I don't think.
No,
Look at that.
That's fine. Do you like her or something?
She's okay. She's okay. I don't resonate with a lot of actors or actresses. I like John Lithgow, John Malkovich. I actually like feminine men.
I don't know who you're talking about, though.
Oh my God. Do you know who John Lithgow is? John Lithgow. He's like a theater guy.
I like
Third Rock from
him.
the Sun. I love him. And he's more feminine.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
John Malkovich. You don't know who John Malkovich is?
What is he in that I know him from?
Everything. The Man in the Iron Mask.
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay, well, you know what? I don't know what you would know. But anyway, he's a good actor. I like him a lot. Con Air? How do you like that? My point is that, I'm just getting old, I think. I'm just getting old. Let's go.
Good. I don't
The
know.
sizzle. We
Yeah.
didn't see anything. We're still waiting.
You see yourself as the evil queen. You are not evil. You are not evil. You're a queen, but
That's
you're
why
not
she's
evil.
right now.
What was it like seeing yourself as the evil queen for the first time?
We did not see the clip, so I still haven't seen anything.
It's weird though because they're talking about how they basically it's the first time they're seeing what's going on, but there's so much CGI. How attached? Do you think they're even talking to each other in production? It's all green screen.
That's interesting.
Because I was watching a Shark Boy Lava Girl thing on TikTok that was about making that. First of all, the dude's in a wheelchair, the main bad guy, because he's a very prolific actor, and they're just superimposing his head, and it's like a robot body.
In a wheelchair?
Yeah, in the real world, in the real life, he was in a wheelchair. They would just superimpose his head onto everything. Or maybe it was Spy Kids. Maybe it was Spy Kids. Shut up. It's the point is shut up. Everything is CGI.
I like George Lopez.
No, not George Lopez. A different guy. It's a different guy. Just shut up. It's probably Spy Kids. I don't care. The point is that they do so much CGI imposing. It's so disconnected from everything. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember the guy from I think it was Lord of the Rings played Gandalf. I forget his name. Very good actor. He was crying because he was doing Lord of the Rings. He's a stage actor. You know who I'm talking about? I'll look him up. I'll show you. And he was so upset because he was missing this guy. He didn't have Ian McKellen. He didn't have he didn't have the sensory aspect of doing the movie with people, and it made him so upset. Like that he was actually very upset. Like he's like a theater guy. Like he's very he's very good. So they threw a party for him on one day, and it made him feel better.
That's
Everybody showed
nice.
up because it's hobbits, so they're smaller. It's crazy though, huh?
But when I was in Mega, just like she said, we got to work with such an amazing crew, and it was just like the best it could ever be. I must say that for me, also the transition for the old hag was incredible because it was all real prosthetics and all of that.
You were in
and
the chair for like 4 hours.
4 hours and changing the voice and everything. I feel so lucky that I got to play something that is so far from what I know and what I'm used to. And I super enjoyed every second of it.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's.
So first, I just want to go piece by piece. First to that, there's nothing wrong with not getting saved by the prince, but I feel like Frozen did that well. Why does every girl movie now have to be not getting saved by a guy?
Actually, now that you say it, Frozen was so good because Anna wanted her prince.
Yeah.
She wanted it and then it didn't work out, but it
in a
was
good
okay
way.
because you still have your sister.
It was a
but
good
then
story.
you get Kristoff.
And it was a relatable
and then Elsa
movie.
was her own hero.
This is my thing.
That's a good feminine take on things, which I never realized because
that's what makes it so good.
I don't value my femininity.
Yeah.
Or I don't think of it. I don't identify with being a woman. I just am. It doesn't really mean anything to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I hear them talking and I already don't like them.
But that's my thing is that there's a way to do things. Frozen is a very really at its core a very feminist movie.
Yeah.
The characters are mostly strong women, and they don't really infantilize the men, which some places do. They'll be like, we have to make a strong woman character. Let's infantilize the men. Kristoff is a goofy character, but that's still he's just a goofy man that is still capable. Emotionally and a physically capable man.
Kristoff is actually a really good representation of your everyday guy.
Yeah.
We talk about that a lot.
Yes.
About how where you used to work, your ability to be educated was higher than other people.
Sure, yeah.
And stuff like that. And I feel like Kristoff represents
he's a good he's a good guy.
Working class people? Is that what you would call it? I don't know.
Sure,
You know what I'm trying to
He's
say?
an average dude. He represents most men that are more attainable. Thank you so much for the $2 PJQ. I love Snow White. Why not make a new princess? True. If you want to completely change the IP. My thing is, Frozen at its core is actually, if you think about it, a very feminist movie. Like I said, the strong female characters, the male characters are still strong, but they are the focus of it, and the powers are realistic. I know it sounds silly, but it's not like you have you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes there's a character where it's a woman and she doesn't look like she's as capable as a fighter, but then somehow she's stronger than a guy 3 times her size.
Yeah.
You have a woman with magical frozen ice powers. It's more realistic to the mythology or what we're talking about. The prince doesn't win out in the end. It's about loving your sister. It's about that love and that. I didn't hear any complaints about how this is too woke. Not any complaints about how it's too woke. But now it's we have to intentionally do this and intentionally do that. And all this is conservative rage bait to me because they know it's free advertising because Ben Shapiro's going to cry about it. But why not have what it's not relatable. Why women want and guys want love too, but women want love. So why not have a guy be present in a loving way?
Yeah, I don't get it. I want to be saved.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I think that a lot of women do, and I think that there's a place for both of those things. You can be a strong, independent woman without having to be.
Shrek did actually do it well too.
You think so?
Yeah.
How did Shrek do well, in your opinion?
That Fiona is not a weak female character. She's actually a very strong, independent woman.
Okay.
When was the last time you watched Shrek? I feel like we should watch that.
We could watch it again. What was it? It was a prince in Snow White, right? What was his name?
Prince Charming.
Prince Charming. Do you have an actual name?
Prince Charming.
Because I don't think that Prince Charming is in this.
There's not a Prince Charming in this movie.
Yeah, so then why even call it Snow White? What's the point? You're getting so far away from what it is. This is what I'm talking about. It's just it's hard to express why I don't like this kind of shit, but it's so intuitive. It's just such a virtue signal. You know, it's not an interesting, and that's another thing too. There's nothing new or refreshing about this. It's just like, oh, but another woman that not only doesn't need a man, but like basically hates men. That's what I get out of this. That's
the women are turning into little rascals. Still having the He-Man woman haters club.
Yeah,
they got the she/her man haters.
Yeah. That's funny. It's true though. It's so true. It is.
She's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the.
Women are not going to dream about true love. Sorry. That's what I'm truly in love with. But again, women, is this what women just hate true love? Is that what it is? Women hate true love.
I just like these. I don't.
How do you?
Basically, this video started, and I looked at them, and they started talking, and I was like, I don't fucking like them. Like, if I was in a room with them, like, if they were, like, at a family party or something, this is who I would be talking to about on the way home, right?
Yes. Oh.
And, like...
Yes.
Like, so that's how I would describe it. And now they're talking, and I dislike them even more. And, like, I don't get it. I love boys. I love boys so much. I've always wanted, like, when I was, like, a little girl, I didn't dream of having a career. I was like, I'm going to be a wife with kids, and I'm going to take care of my house and go food shopping.
There's still
and I'm going to plan birthday parties.
There's still
like, that's what I wanted to do.
To that.
And when I hang out with my friends, do you know what I want to do? I want to talk about boys.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And guys do the same thing. My thing is, it's like, it's so unrelatable to not, like why not make love an aspect of your movie? People in general want love. And it's like, oh, it's not going to have love in it. Why? Here's my thing. These two are trying to seem so relatable to us. Like, oh, we're fucking feminists. Bro, you just went on, like, the first 30 seconds of this interview was talking about how a fucking, you have like a $10,000 dress in the movie with really expensive hair and really expensive jewelry from these, like, really fucking, like, hoity-toity, like, people that made all your shit. That's not relatable to me. You want to be relatable? Oh, I have it. Oh, yeah, I'm wearing a $30,000 dress in the movie. Oh, I'm wearing fucking Benelli Schmanelli. I got the Pingle Toad merchandise on. That's what you're saying to me. And then you're like, so that's unrelatable as shit. You want to seem relatable. You're sitting here on a fucking red carpet, just virtue signaling, talking about expensive fucking clothes and jewelry and a bunch of dumb, unattainable shit. Well, and then you're going to go off on a goddamn tangent about how, oh, this movie doesn't have love because love is fucking cringe now. Women don't want love.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It is all a virtue signal. 1,000%. And I think that these people sound the same as the people we watched in the last segment, where their self-hatred is manifesting and like hating the other person, and they're just speaking and making themselves undesirable.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, do I think that everybody needs like a romantic or sexual relationship to be fulfilled? No. Do I generally think that even people that like don't want those things, if they did have like a healthy relationship that was romantic or sexual, it would enhance their lives? Yes. Okay. But like at the end of the day, like everybody needs some sort of like relationship that has intimacy. And I think that when really, if I feel like if you believe stuff like this, you are just so like offensive, like playing like not like you're not offending me, but you're like on the.
You're trying to say that you're trying to be offensive.
Yeah, like not like insulting,
not
but
like
they just
a horrible,
always has
like racist
something
offensive.
To say, but where like it doesn't like welcome like warmth, and
you're trying to be like a contrarian kind of thing. You're just trying to disagree with some kind of a social narrative with the very shallow aspect of it, the very shallow anti-male aspect, because that's all it is.
Just in general, like it doesn't welcome like warmth and like happiness and like just like casualness
or empathy. It's not relatable. It's stupid. Women and men still like love.
Love is not a bad thing.
It's not,
and that's what's annoying. Is like that's what I'm saying. Like it becomes like the toxic thing. Like you become toxically like I don't need a man. I don't need to think about love all the time. And it's like no, like you don't. But you also don't have to make it your personality.
No, but saying you don't need a man is a cope. In the same way as a man saying I don't need a woman is a cope. Yeah. Like men and women or people and the gay people and trans stuff exist too, and I get that. But like so like everybody needs love. But just generally, men and women need each other. We need each other. We need love. If we were hurt by somebody to such a degree that we weren't dating anymore, that's a cope.
Yeah.
Like my mother's very happy without a man. Very happy. At a point now where I don't think she could ever be with a man. Or maybe she's a lesbian. I've always thought about that. What if my mom and your mom started dating and they got married?
I don't think my mom could not.
But
not have a man.
But then we'd be separate brothers and sister.
I know. Then you would love me even more.
And we'd be like, oh, hey, stepsis. I'd smack her ass while she's in the dryer. Boom, boom. That'd be kind of hot. Be like a pornography.
Then your mom would be my stepmom.
Oh, stop. Okay. You ruined it on purpose.
Yep.
You're smart. What was I talking about? Oh, but my mom. But the reason my mom doesn't need a man is because it's a cope. Because a man, like my father, was a scum fucking piece of shit that left her 5 months pregnant. He came back when she was in the hospital to make it seem like he was still with her, to his mother. And then like he never wanted to be there for me. Like he was just a shitty person. And so my mom hates him so much it makes her like not need a man. But she doesn't hate men.
No, but she
hates men in
also
a relationship
has
capacity.
so many like close friends.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But she's still surrounded.
Provide that.
She still surrounded herself with love, warmth, and attention. She is the family matriarch. She calls every single one of her brother and sisters. She has 5 left. Every single week. She talks to everybody. She goes out with friends constantly. She's very active and she has a lot of love in her life. But like she replaces it, but it comes from like that cope because she was hurt. And that's fine. But that's where it comes. Everybody for the most part wants love until they're hurt so bad that they don't. And like it's so relatable to want love. So my question is, what happened in her life that hurt her so bad, Snow White wise, that's gonna make her not actually want love? Because that's the most relatable thing. Is wanting love until it hurts you so bad you don't want it anymore. You know what I mean? And like, is that going to be in the movie? Or is this going to just be like, I'm a fucking badass woman? It's going to be...
I like what you just said.
It's going to be the latter. It's going to be, I just don't like men. There's going to be no traumatic experience associated with. There's no depth of character. There's nothing relatable. There's nothing interesting. There's nothing intelligent. It's just a virtue signal, boring ass fucking remake because they know people are going to watch the movie. And now they have an additional incentive because even if the movie sucks at the box office, they put it on Disney Plus, and now it's another thing that you can watch even when you're sitting at home to subscribe to Disney Plus. Because at the very least, you will do that, and that's all it is. So, what'd you like that I said?
You said something about I don't remember what you said. I wish you gave more time for it afterwards to let that sink in. But I just like the way you worded like. Something along the lines of like you want love until love hurts you the most, and then you don't.
You want love until love hurts you so bad you don't want it anymore. Yeah, that's what I said. It's true. It's a true thing. I'm surprised your mother wants love because love seems to have hurt her quite a bit.
Well, that's.
I'm sorry.
That's what I was thinking of.
You know.
Anyways.
But yeah, I mean, that's my thing. You know, let's continue this. There's still a little left.
Time out.
Oh.
The computer's falling over.
Okay, we'll take the soda cup off the computer. Thank you. I love you so much. I'm sorry for that. So you were a fucking disaster. Here, I love you. I don't want it to fall over and break. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. Just sit back. I love you. I'm sorry for not communicating well. Yeah, you're pushing it off the thing. Oh my god. Okay, get up. You're gonna have to get up. Okay. I think we fixed it. I think we fixed it. Is that more comfortable for you now?
Yeah, more space.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to get a little irritated. You know how I am. Sometimes I'm a little more abrasive. So I'm sorry.
Where's Fuzzy?
Okay, give me a second. I got you. I'll do a little edit in the video. Is that better?
No.
Better?
Action.
Okay.
The leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if
Whoa.
she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
My father was pretty late too. He
So
never
she
showed
has
up.
daddy issues.
Oh, okay.
True. And
That's not how they're presenting it, though.
so it's just a really incredible story for I think young people everywhere.
No, that's what
to
you
see
just
themselves.
said.
What?
That Snow White has daddy issues.
Okay.
Before her father died, she said that she could be like whatever.
Okay. Do you think that's going to be part of it?
That's what she just said.
Okay, I'm asking, do you think that's going to... Okay, sorry.
She said that's what the
White is running.
storyline is. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha, okay.
For president.
I'm launching my campaign. I am.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, I said I think for some reason they elongated this by 30 seconds. At the end of the day, I really just think that
Campaign.
Shut up. I don't know. It's a boring.
I'm tired. I want to watch a movie and I want everybody to shut the fuck up. That's how I feel.
That's how you feel? Okay, fair enough. That's a good way to end
I
it.
just want to watch a movie, y'all. I do have a thought,
you know what?
though.
What? Can I just say it's because you know how my thoughts, they go away almost instantly. So I'm going to prioritize my thought real quick, okay? I feel like nowadays we're going into a movie being told how we're supposed to feel about it instead of the movie bringing us through a story so that we have a way to feel about it.
Every movie that's not a horror movie either gets no coverage or has some type of political thing about it, and that's why you're going to see it.
Yeah, there's a lot of politicism attached to the movies, and they're boring as shit. Like, just make the movie and like hope it does well. Put the product out there. What happened to the artistic vision of movies? Because I feel like people are like they try to give away so much to get you interested in seeing it, but it ruins the final products because you're not going through the progression of the product anymore. You know, there's something very powerful and beautiful about going through a progression of thought. Like when I do my YouTube videos, I know I have an intro, so I guess I'm a little bit guilty of this priming is what we call it. I'm priming my audience. But it's supposed to be a journey, it's my journey through investigating a topic. And there's something like, I don't know if I'd call it art, but like that's the art, quote unquote, of what I'm doing. It's not just about here's information I'm presenting to you. It's like I want you to see how that information impacts me, and then we're gonna have a journey together, and you're gonna understand where I'm coming from. And nowadays, like I feel like it's just not happening that way. That's how a movie's supposed to be. It's just here's everything that's gonna happen. Now watch.
For me, what's happening is I wind up going to the movie and waiting the whole movie for the scene to see what everybody's talking about.
Yeah, I get that too.
So like that's how I see it.
Yeah.
Related to the princesses, like see, I'm in like a space where like I don't want new princesses. But maybe it's because I feel like the new princesses suck.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the last new princess that I really liked.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Tiana. I don't know if Tiana was before or after Rapunzel. Rapunzel is solid. I love her.
You know,
Anna and Elsa.
I heard they're gonna have Jada Pinkett Smith play the woman with a lot of hair. That might have just been a meme on TikTok, but that's what I heard. In like a live action Tangled movie.
I wonder if that was a meme because she has like alopecia.
Probably was, but it was funny, so that was probably the point of that.
I hope that I don't want a live action. See, that's the thing. If you're making a live action, like Snow White and stuff, that's old as fuck. Tangled just came out. Like, we don't need to be making things. I do think, honestly, though, let me like hold that thought for a second, though, because I would go for a live action Princess and the Frog.
Okay, but that sounds interesting.
And like make
Who would be the princess?
the friend, the fat white girl. Make her fat.
Yeah, I agree with that. Who would be the princess though?
I don't know because I don't know actors and actresses anymore.
Yeah, I feel like they're not. They don't resonate with me anymore. So I don't really know who would be what.
But Tangled is good. Frozen is good. I don't like Moana. I've never been able to get through it. Yeah. So, like, I don't want them to make new things because also what happens, and that's what we're seeing in Disney right now, is as new things are getting popular, they're taking away the things that I like. And I don't like that.
You mean ride-wise at the park?
Yeah, like in the parks and stuff. Like, stuff gets replaced. Or even
my
favorite princess is Aurora. When there's, like, a Disney princess spread, you never see Aurora in anything.
Yeah, well I don't think there's a lot of buzz around Aurora because it's like, what's the movie it comes from?
Sleeping Beauty.
I think it's a boring IP. Like, what can you really do with Sleeping Beauty? I feel like it's very generic. There's not a lot that goes on in that movie. That's why they made a Maleficent movie, right? Because
it's so good, and they don't have the first one on Disney Plus. Did you know that?
No, but there's a lot of depth to Maleficent, whereas that depth doesn't exist.
Oh, Maleficent is wonderful. Angelina Jolie does so lovely in those movies. Maleficent or Angelina Jolie?
Both.
I do like Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, I feel like it's a woman that you would think is very hot.
When I was younger, I was more sexually attracted to her, and now that I'm older, like I like appreciate her. Like I would want to have a conversation with her.
I get that.
You know?
I was never really into her. I was into Xena the Warrior Princess. She was hot as fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Lucy Lawless, incredible.
What do you think this is like totally off topic, this is just talking about women, but what do you think about Evangeline Lilly? Do you know her? I feel like you would have liked her. She's from Lost. She's pretty hot. Or who else did I have a huge crush on? I can't think of her name right now. Well, the mom from Gilmore Girls is really hot. Lauren Graham.
No, not really my style.
And fuck, I just lost who I was gonna say because I was thinking about other people.
She's okay, but like again, not really feeling
No, the woman that plays the mom in Weeds. Yeah, Mary Louise Parker. She is so hot.
They're not really hitting for me. I think that they're too skinny for me.
Yeah.
And there's something about Lucy Lawless.
But anyways, now that I've talked about hot older brunette woman, I was watching. I came across a TikTok account that was part of like the basically they're showing all the really famous people that are on the picket lines right now for the strike.
Okay.
And I think one of the problems that I'm having with it is that they are like showing all of the like major like popular actors and actresses that are on the picket line.
Okay.
And by them doing that is making me not care about this strike.
I know what you're saying because I feel the same way because it's like one of those things where though they're probably not getting mistreated because they're famous.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't need more money. Like, I need more money. Like, fuck you. But then if you're thinking, like, to my understanding, like, all the stuff that they're striking for includes, like, everybody working on everything.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, everybody does. Like, for me, like, if you are in this field, there is a certain level of risk that you've like
going to
have like informed consent that you are like a part of. So like if you want to be an actor or actress, like you know that once a project ends, like you are jobless for some things. And that's like if that's the job that you want to do, like that's fine. Like I don't think that you deserve like support with that, like beyond like the way anybody else needs support. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. What I would, my only argument, well, first of all, there's more stuff going on, like AI rights. Like you're losing.
Oh, that's wild.
That's wild.
The extra stuff is wild. But at the same time, I'm like,
no, it doesn't make any sense because now you cast somebody on a movie once they have your AI rights forever, you no longer get a job. Like they're just completely removing your job in a greedy way. They've decided that they own you and your likeness. That's never appropriate. So that's a big.
But like you wouldn't like consent to like it being.
They don't get paid if they get their likeness used again.
Well, that's stupid. That doesn't make sense.
That's what I'm saying. That's my understanding of it. So anyway, but their argument is like, hey, we should get a decently proportionate amount of the money that is given, to the show. Basically, if they're generating $1 million a year, I should get a proportionate amount of it. So I get it. I think advocate for you. I just don't. I personally am not like invested. Like I don't care that much about like Hollywood actors because I'm more interested in like the guy working at McDonald's at fucking 65 years old because he can't retire.
Yeah,
that's who I care more about. So like I'm more interested in like workers' rights from that perspective rather than a Hollywood perspective. So I just don't care about that. Like and that's the thing. I don't think that there's a problem with me not being super invested. I'm not invested in either direction. I'm more on the side of them than against them. But I don't. For me, it's not particularly important. There's plenty of other people who care enough to like be very highly advocate for it. And there's a weird thing where there's so many people who are like, if they hear what I said, they'll melt down. Wow, you're a scumbag. It's like, am I a scumbag? Like everybody has an emotional pot and we all are able to allocate some of our emotions to different things and our energy to certain things. And this fucking actor strike is just not one of them.
I don't. And like, yeah, I think with and that's the thing is that for some people, like the people they're choosing to be the face of this, like so much money is given to them. And it's like, for fucking what? Like, I don't...
Because the movies, the media that they create makes a lot of money. That's it.
Yeah, but, like, that's what I don't understand. Like, take money from them and distribute it to other people. Why do we have to bring them up? Like, bring other people up. They should be bringing those bigger people down and then distributing.
I hear what you're saying. It's an interesting conversation now because how much of them not getting enough money comes from the fact that these big actors bargain for tens of millions of dollars.
Because like I really don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, could I be an actor? No. Part of that is because I don't want to, and like if you make a fucking how many episodes is a show? Like
say 10, whatever.
8 to 24, depending on the network and your budget, whatever. Like, I'm sorry, I can't even imagine how much money they make. Big Show, say you make fucking $30,000 an episode or something. Like, you shouldn't. Like, I should make $80,000 in a year. That's what I'm asking for.
I know what you're saying.
Like, it's just so ass backwards, and like I don't understand. And I was also thinking of this.
The solution to your problem that you're having here is that they should be able to get paid whatever they want. What needs to happen is an effective amount of taxes need to be taken from them and distributed into other things. So we need to tax people in Hollywood higher that make a lot of money. Instead of like these massive tax loopholes, and they can take that money and they can invest it into higher pay for social workers, which should happen. I agree with that, because even your company you work for is a third-party company that gets government subsidies.
Yeah.
If they got more government subsidies, you'd make more money.
No.
An additional aspect of that is that they should be able to unionize your business so that people have somebody to advocate for. Because when there's bosses at their business and giving themselves another $100,000 a year every year as a raise while they're cutting other spots, obviously there needs to be a bargaining party. Thank you so much for the $5, Daniel, who says, "What's up?"
What's up?
What's up? So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just struggle to have empathy for these people.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. No, I understand exactly what you're saying.
No, there was something else I wanted to say, but I think I lost it. Oh, the other thing I was thinking about is like, when it comes to this, like, they're on strike and it's affecting like the production a lot of TV shows and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I kind of like was thinking to myself, like, why does that matter? Like, what happens if there's like not TV? Like, there wasn't always TV.
Well,
like, people always looked for some form of entertainment.
What you're talking about now is that like it's a non-necessary good.
I don't know what that means.
Like, it's just a fucking TV. We can replace like you not doing television for a while with something else. Like, it's not like it's food, which is another thing that I have a problem with, because like, you know, these people can strike. But what about like grocery store workers, and what about like, you know, lower paid workers? They can't strike because they're so fundamental and necessary to our society in a much more robust way. They cannot strike. We won't even let it happen. Infrastructure be shut down, but these guys can strike because they're in a privileged situation.
Yeah, and like a lot of people I'm seeing like have, I don't know what it's actually called, but they have the equivalent of like a GoFundMe or something set up where people are contributing to them so that they could pay like for their rent and stuff like this.
Oh, the actors in the strike?
Oh, yeah. Or
what about
there's like local businesses that are giving like discount prices to them. And like, again, it's like, just like, what about me?
Well,
what about the fucking social worker?
That's a real thing. What about the social worker? What about more social workers? What about homeless people? But instead you're giving it to people who are fully capable of working another job while the strike is going on. Because it's trendy. Because it's trendy to support these people. And again, I think it's a good thing to support them. But when you start giving them free money, instead of like, oh, maybe we should focus on homeless people, what are you doing at that point? You're not effectively using your wealth. You're just like wasting it because you feel bad for somebody because they're an actor. And part of it's because you just like them. They look nice. Oh, they're nice. I'm going to give them $5. And everybody gives them $5. And then meanwhile, like, what about the homeless guy? That's like fucking doing meth because his dad used to abuse him.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, we don't care about that person. As a society, we just don't. You know, the massive strike for this, not even close to the same level of strike for underpaid workers, homeless people, anybody like that. We don't care. We don't give a shit. But when it comes specifically to the actors, all of a sudden, like, we're all, and I'm not saying they shouldn't strike, but there's so much media attention on the strike. There's a lot of media attention, and it doesn't do anything for most of us. It's just like happening, and people get so violent, or like not violent, but so angry and aggressive. That's the word I'm looking for. When you don't sit here and say, I unequivocally 100% support everything that's going on. It matters to me. I care, and it's a top priority in my life. If you don't say that and you talk about this topic, you get shit on. I agree with that, though. So. That was a good segment. Do you want to make that a segment?
Yeah, we could put on the tail end of the other one.
Okay. You ready for this one? Let me get up.
Oh, we are dream girls.
But what about Will Smith, who hit Chris Rock? Christopher
Bro,
Rockefeller.
what a terrible turn of events for that man.
I feel bad for Chris Rock or for Will Smith. He's getting cucked every night by Jada, and now he had an emotional meltdown. Okay, guys, listen. We have an interesting segment here. This is just some fun little TikTok shenanigans. This is a viral video, and I mean viral. I think this thing did like 8 million views if I look at it. Well, 12 million. Wow. You think we'll ever be that viral?
That's just so crazy. The internet is wild to me because, like, the actual video itself, I've never seen it. It wasn't, like, on my For You page or nothing. Yeah. Or I always think about that, like, with you. Like, if you weren't my boyfriend, would you, like, would your TikTok have been on my TikTok? I don't know.
Definitely my 35 million view James Charles twerk video. You have another 8 million view video on my account, GutTube. It's a Billie Eilish recoil video. It's pinned if you want to watch it on gut_tube.
Do you remember when my Grammy said that she saw you in my red thong on TikTok?
Oh my god, I don't remember. That's funny. I don't even make TikToks now. I was doing it again. It was going really great. I was getting a couple viral videos. They removed me from the monetization fund, so I was like, okay, I'm over it.
Rest in peace.
Rip. But anyway, let's watch this.
There are reasons why people don't typically let me drink coffee. And it's not because I don't like it. It's because now my husband has to deal with me all the way home and we still have another 3.5 hours left. There are reasons why people...
That's the video. That's the core video. Have you ever watched it in its entirety?
Yeah, after the person stitched it.
Oh, okay.
I
never have. It's very cringe. Here's what I get out of it. This is a woman who's annoying, who wants to be annoying to play up like the video to make it sensationalized to get it to like blow up. And like her husband's probably just like whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what the conversation we're gonna have is, but like I love you. This is like being married to you. Like when you did like TikTok and like you're doing a bit and like you're waiting. That's what being a content creator is. I'm just fucking chilling and you're sitting there making a video. Why is that so insulting?
Okay.
See, but that's the thing. Do you view this video negatively?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, she's annoying.
She's fucking sitting there making a video.
I'm shocked. I don't even know. You put me on the floor. Because I wasn't expecting that. I don't make content about how annoying I am.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Shut up. You've insulted me enough. Okay? We're not really fighting. I'm doing a bit.
I don't know.
I'm a little shocked.
I think that I hurt your feelings a little, but I didn't mean
You did
to.
hurt my feelings a little bit. I'm a little shocked, a little offended, but I just want to explore this with you because this is a person making content. I'm so offended. What the fuck? This is a person making content about how annoying she is. I just make like goofy content.
Yes.
Like I don't sit in the car and go, I'm really annoying. Right? So that's why I'm like, what the hell, bro? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, you don't make that content. I'm saying like at the core, like sometimes like you'll do silly stuff.
Yeah, sure.
And like you'll want me to giggle or something. And sometimes like I'm in the mood where I'm like
for a video.
Yeah,
you're not a good performer.
Where
for
like
videos.
I'm just not going to give you that attention.
No, that's not what is happening. Don't play that game for the camera. We know what really happens. Okay, sometimes I'll make TikToks for the two of us. And I'll like look for a reaction from her, and she just looks at something and goes, "Oh." She doesn't have a reaction. Then she gets camera shy, and she's like, "Oh," she's like a fish. Her eyes widen. She goes, "Oh." So like that's what she's talking about.
I don't get camera shy. I just don't have a strong reaction.
No, you just don't want to. You get camera shy when I put the camera on you. You get like a little upset. You get like camera. You don't know how to perform when the camera comes on in a way where it's like, oh, I have to try to say something funny.
Oh yeah, because I'm not a performer.
No,
I'm just a very genuine person.
I'm not a performer. You're literally a theater kid.
That's different.
Okay. Do you see how? Look at this woman. Doesn't know what the hell she's talking.
So, anyways, like, why are people shitting themselves?
Because it's just kind of cringe.
Oh, it's 100% cringe. But that's what I'm trying to say though. She's making TikToks like everybody else on the TikTok app. Hers are just like not successful for the right reasons.
Well, it's mostly her teeth, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be rude, but like that is.
They would say that she has
and
Disney
by the way-
adult teeth.
I don't.
Neither do I.
But we are Disney adults. Listen, first of all, she's perfectly fine looking. I'm not bullying her. But I think one of the things that you're touching on, it's weird how like actually, and I'm not trying to like it's like a deep thing a little bit. I think most people who watch that, they don't look at it. They think that this is real, like you were saying. They're like, all of this is 100% real. Like they're the people where they think everything that like is on camera is somehow real. Like there's floating cameras everywhere that catch unique moments, when most of the time there's a level of performance that she's giving to us, and people think this is truly who she is at her core. And like she's close to this, she's probably a little annoying, but this is played up for the camera, like you were saying, and so that's why it's viral, because people are like, wow, look at how stupid she is. But like she's not this person to this degree, and they don't understand that it's a show for them, and they're too stupid to interpret that.
And that's why her husband didn't react.
Yeah.
Because that's not how she is. Because like if he would have just rolled his eyes, like that would have been enough for it to be like, haha, I identify with this. My husband thinks I'm annoying. But because he's not reacting at all, it makes us say, wow, look at this loser.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
He looks like he might be the kind of guy who wears wife beaters, though.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay. Let's move on to the
A
next
lot
one.
of you are saying that I am annoying.
It says annoying before the coffee.
Yes, I am annoying. It is my purpose in life, my calling, and I take that calling very seriously. Hi, I'm Emma, and I wake up every morning with the sole purpose of
Just so you
annoying.
know, I feel like she's offended by people being as mean to her, probably.
Is this her talking? That's not a sound?
No, this is her talking.
Oh.
She made this.
My husband and everybody else, and I am very, very good at it. I succeed at it daily. And before you even say it, my husband loves that I am annoying. He doesn't want to leave me.
Do you love that I'm annoying?
I love you. But your annoyingness gets on my nerves. But if your annoyingness was gone, you wouldn't be you.
That's what I'm saying. So you love that I'm annoying. You love me at my core for who I am. And the annoyingness is part of it. Right? But you wouldn't change it. There are things about you that like are annoying, but I would never change them.
What's annoying about me?
Sometimes you don't stop talking. We just talked about this in an earlier segment.
Well, I was actually going to say in the segment last week, I talked about a friend I had in high school who was the Twilight girl, and she said that she played into it a lot. And like you said, how like
you
she was like very hurt. And like
yep.
that's what like this girl is annoying, and that's okay.
I think
You
that like
know?
she played up a little bit of a character in her first video, and she was an annoying character. It was successful. People were disproportionately mean to her because they're a bunch of anonymous figures that can be like dickheads, and she's a little offended, so she's playing into it in a way that's like, no, I'm part of the joke. And it's like kind of like the Twilight girl, where you said she liked Twilight and she would dress up more like Twilight-y because people would make fun of her, so she could be part of the joke. I get that.
Because it makes him feel better about himself. And you know what? That's fine with me. Because if he's happy, I'm happy. And yeah, you know what?
She probably gives good head.
I don't know about that.
Gosh, I think that she probably goes for it. You don't think that you think that she's a princess? A little princess?
No.
What do you think? You don't think that she satisfies her man's?
I think that they're probably happy.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody has a proportionate amount of satisfaction when it comes to their physical relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have higher physical needs than other people.
Mm-hmm.
You might not have very high physical needs.
Yeah.
I have reasonably high physical needs. And my wife adheres to those needs. I'm being better about the way I'm talking about it.
Shut the fuck up.
Gotcha.
Stop talking about it.
Shh, we're listening to the video. Turn your cell phones off during the film. And no talking.
I love you.
Shh, be quiet. We're watching.
Don't tell me to be quiet.
All right.
I love you.
I love you too. Okay.
Just, all right? Stop touching my bug bites, all right?
Scratched them.
I'm going to scratch them now.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Stop touching me.
Okay, I'm sorry. She got like 100 bug bites when she went to the beach. And now that I touch them, it makes her want to scratch them. So
Annoying. But that's okay with me because at least I have myself and my wonderful husband who loves me
That's
just
true.
the way that I am. And my mom always told me growing up when I didn't have any friends, because I must have been really annoying as a kid too, that
that's probably true. But you know what? Through that struggle, you come out of it better, because if you're really annoying and somebody wants to be around you, you know that's a real That's true love.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
true.
be
It's
your
true.
annoying yourself.
Because, you know,
Be
if you're
your
really
annoying
a
self.
cool guy, everybody's going to want to fuck with you, and then you're going to have too much options, and you're not going to be as happy. But if you're annoying as shit, and somebody's like, I love this annoying person, it's beautiful stuff. Incredible stuff. You know, it's beautiful.
Everybody else, they're just jealous of me.
Probably
They're just
true.
jealous. And that is true. Y'all are just jealous of me. So none
But
of
there-
That's
but
one thing we talk about.
No, this is something that I want. We're in the same headspace. We saw a couple before. I'm not going to be specific, and they were
a little homely.
They were very in love. They were a little like you look at them and you're like, oh, you probably wouldn't rate them particularly high on the attractiveness scale. But then you think about it, and it's like, but they probably are so in love.
Yeah, like
You know
they
what I
had
mean?
pictures of each other. Like their smiles were like genuine and huge. They were like dressed up,
Yeah,
going
huge.
places, like going to all these events. And like we look at it and we're like, haha, cringe.
Yeah, you
but
look at
like
it-
they probably had so much fun.
Yeah, they're going to like conventions dressed up in cosplay, and
I like
they-
dressing up together as like boyfriend and girlfriend.
And we're
like,
sitting
I
here
want to do that.
We're sitting here judging them, but like I don't know if I have the confidence to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, who's really happy?
I think that we should. Oh my god. We're
What?
talking about going to Comic-Con and
No,
it's
I'm not
like
dressing up.
October. No, listen. I think we should cosplay Roseanne and Dan Connor.
Maybe, maybe we'll
That
think
would
about
be
it. That would be fun.
good.
You have
I
to
get
be,
a little
you have
bangs.
to say anti-Semitic things.
No.
Okay. Anyway, but there's something to it, and like she's probably, and she's not like really ugly or anything. I'm not trying to like insinuate that, but she's probably so in love, and most people are sitting at home. You know, they're more conventionally attractive than her, but they're unmarried. They're older than her. They're still on Tinder. They're getting lots of dick, but they're like, but they don't find love. They're still getting used. They're getting run through, and then you're upset that this, and you are jealous. You just don't probably realize it. But like this person is infinitely happier than you. She probably both
Yeah,
have,
like she doesn't have shame to be herself, and that's what we said. Like I
That's
feel like
part of
we've
it,
done a
too.
good job. Like when our reaction, we like don't make fun of people. Like, well, we make fun of people, but we're not leaving
Sometimes.
comments. We're not being mean. But like when something's cringy, like I feel like we're always like, you know what, good for them.
God bless 'em.
Like there's like this one girl on TikTok. I don't know her name, but I follow her, and she puts on. People make fun of her, but she puts on these outfits that are very out there. And she always does her makeup to match like exactly, and she does like these getting ready videos, and everything that she puts on, I would never. It is not my style, like whatever. But I'm almost like proud of her for being so bold to like do those things and have such pride in her appearance, and like have such methodical methods of like doing what she's like putting on and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying.
I don't know. So when it comes to people like this, I'm like, do you like good for you, being loud and being you
And being happy.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful thing. You know, we're so worried about the way society perceives these people. We don't realize how they're perceiving society and each other. And like, they're infinitely happier than a lot of other people, except for us. We're very happy. We're very happy. I love you.
I love you
Your
too.
comments can bother me. You can't touch me. Sticks and stones, everybody. They break my bones. But your words will never ever hurt me.
That's
Being annoying has gotten me this far in life, so why would I stop now?
Okay.
And I'm glad that you all can see.
Now I just feel bad for her.
I feel bad for her in this video, but that's the thing
Yeah,
is
she's a
that
little
people are pieces of shit, and they push people like this who are being cringy and annoying and just having fun, and then they get so bullied that they feel like they need to have some pride for themselves, and then they just show like how
Yeah, like everything is a backhanded
broken it makes them
comment.
feel to get bullied.
Yeah, like
and that's
even-
not
like-
fair.
Like the ones like, Chad, is this real? How does he do it? Quirky and cute, no way. Like, and it's a lot of comments, so it builds up. You know, and a lot of them are backhanded. Oof, you know, he's tired. You know what I mean? Like, it is a lot of like that would make her upset.
So I'll tell you how this happened. So
I don't know how you have a husband. They're still going.
I was available and I met a guy and he was also available and we hung out a bit and we fell into like with one another and then we started dating. And
This is actually very funnily condescending to this person.
and we hung out even more and then we kind of fell in love with one another and then we're like, we should just do this forever. So we were like, let's get married. So on one day a whole bunch of our relatives and stuff came and we got hitched, and that is how I have a husband. I hope that helps.
And they had a baby. I want a baby.
Me too. But like, look at her. Like, she's actually like a very pretty girl.
Yeah, she's cute. This is the person that made the comment. They're using someone else's like a name. What is that name? Aretha Franklin.
That's Winona Ryder. And
Winona
Beetlejuice.
Ryder's face from Beetlejuice. You said?
Lydia.
Like, they're not even bold enough to put their own face in their PFP. And it's like, how are you going to judge other people if you're that fucking scared and pathetic, you know?
All right, you guys wanted me to go through my husband's phone. It's 10 o'clock at night. He's asleep. I'm gonna go through it.
What? I feel like this is a little intrusive. The only reason they're asking for this is because they want to basically insinuate that he's talking to other girls. So just don't even engage with that. You know what I mean? Like, this is just weird. Do we want to watch this? I feel like it's weirdly intrusive. She's just going to go through people. There's not going to be anybody cheating on her. It's just weird. It's weird that they even would suggest that, and then like her engaging with it makes me see, like, yeah, she's a little insecure about being bullied, which is totally understandable. But this is a little bit of a violation, kind of. Like, you can go through my phone whenever you want, but to do it for this, I would be like annoyed.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. Go through my phone, but like for this is like, it's just weird. It's not that bad though. It's not like, I would say, like, you know, don't let people be so don't become unhealthy because unhealthy people are engaging with you. You know what I mean? These people are very toxic. Don't let that toxicity leak through. But like, you know,
You guys ought to get your facts straight because last I checked, I was not a millennial.
this is why everybody hates millennials. Okay, I think that we're good. We've satisfied her. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. There's nothing else that we can really engage with. She's made her entire I would say for her, don't make your entire thing about how annoying you are. You know, if you want to be a content creator, be a little bit more, you know, rounded, we'll say, right? But I guess what I want to watch is 7 seconds.
So if you want the real dirty laundry about what I think on my wife, check out YouTube.
2 kids.
Okay, they have a YouTube, I guess. So I guess they're playing. This is. We were just. Oh, they got their wedding
I want to
photos.
see their wedding pictures.
All right. Okay. He's a fedora guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, God bless him. Those are the happiest people. It's a nice picture.
They have nice pictures.
They got married young, it looks like. No?
Yeah.
Hey, God bless. She looks nice. She looks nice in her wedding dress. He looks nice in his wedding fedora. It's just cute. They look nice. These are very nice pictures.
Yeah.
You know? That's a nice shot. I like that.
Oh, that's a cute dress. I like that
it.
look.
Me too. I like it. I was
gonna do something
nice.
like that for our wedding until I thought of my dress.
Why? You look hot. Oh, you look hot. It really is good. Do we want to show some of our wedding stuff? Or no?
You could show our wedding pictures.
Look at this. This is my mother. This is my gay cousin Douglas, and then my Aunt Kathy, and then that's me. Holy fuck, I'm big. I was wearing. You see how I'm wearing the comfort slides. Wearing the comfort slides. How do I go to the next picture? There's another one of me and my mother.
You're just gonna loosely go through everything? I wouldn't just go through.
There's my wife. Look at her. She's crying.
Stop. Don't zoom in on me like that.
She gets upset. Which one do you want me to show? Look at her. She's starting to cry. Look at her. Look at her. That's my gay brother-in-law. My wife starts to cry a little bit. Oh, I'm just showing. Okay. Wait, go to the next one, dog. What the fuck's happening here? Okay. Look, she's getting more. She's crying more. She's crying more.
Stop.
She's laugh crying. She's laugh crying. Look at her. She's trying not to cry. And I turned around. This is so fun. I like this.
And then we kissed, and then everybody yelled at us.
Yeah, why?
Because we weren't supposed to kiss before we were married. I guess.
Yeah, I liked it. I like kissing you. Look at that. She's crying a little bit. I was crying a little bit. She's my wife
my
balls.
tears.
My wife balls when she cries. Look at that.
Look at his shirt.
This is so funny. This is so funny. I loved our wedding. It was so much fun.
You're about to get to my favorite part of the pictures. Oh, dude, he had us put our heads together. The way we dunked our heads together was
smacked
wild.
them in and we started laughing.
This was my favorite part. They had us walk down, and he'll get to the pictures on our way back because the whole time we were walking, we were just talking shit. And so you could see me talking shit in the pictures. It's so funny.
I like
That's a good picture.
This one?
Yeah.
It's a cute picture. It's a good one. It's a good one. This one's cute too. I'm looking at her tits.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Look at this.
Are you going to go through every single picture right now?
Why not? We're just scrolling. This is the person who ordained us. Is that what it's called?
She was nice.
Or she married us. Pictures are these Aunt Kathy's pictures or the professional ones?
I think these are the professional
This is me
ones.
reading this is me reading my vows to you.
Yeah.
I remember that. I started crying a little bit.
Yeah.
Wonderful time. We got married. It
I was
so cool.
bawling while you were reading.
It It was so cute. You were. This is fun. It's like a trip down memory lane.
We gotta get these pictures to your mother.
kiss.
Yeah, look at that kiss.
Yeah, look at that. You're crying. You're talking to your gay brother. And then
Stop.
I hugged him too. I hugged your gay brother too. So, I don't know why. Well, my cousin has a boyfriend, and I always call him. Yeah, I say, "Oh, we want to hang out with my cousin and his gay boyfriend." For some reason, that's just what I say. Yeah, smacking that.
Ooh,
head.
I look good there.
Holding those hips. You see my one hand on that hip right there, the fucking right there. You see that's intentional. Oh, that's intentional. You're backing it up on that picture.
Baby, stop.
Backing that
Move
up.
on.
You are backing it up. I'm giving you sensual kisses here. You wouldn't be able to tell. Your tits look good.
Move on.
All right. Sorry. Then this is your grandmother. There's your grandmother.
Yeah.
That's who we went to Sam's Club with today. That was fun. We got married. Picture. Everybody put their hands up. Woo! This is a nice picture.
This is when your mom touched your nipple.
Oh, it was so weird. She touched my nipple because she knows that if somebody touches one nipple, I have to like even it out. I have like an OCD thing, and so my mom touched my nipple. So the observer, you'd think that she was like molesting me, but she's actually just like fucking with me. We're all going to Disney in November, the four of us. Isn't that cool?
I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
It is gonna be fun. I'm happy that it turned out this way because like we get to go all together with like our mothers, which I think is gonna be a fun trip.
See, that's why we're all laughing. That's when she
look at
did
me, I'm
it.
so offended. What are you doing? Why are you touching my nips?
Now we're committed. We have to look through all of these.
Yeah.
That's me and my mother.
You guys look cute. You guys look nice. You're gonna look more like your mother when you get older.
Oh yeah.
That's okay. I still fuck you.
Stop.
She's not bad looking. But not like
Move
that. Not like
on,
that.
you
Not like that.
fucking
Okay,
weirdo.
we're moving on.
That's me and my grandma.
Yep. She's fun. I think she likes me. I bust her balls all the time and she enjoys it.
She loved when he cut his beard. She went, oh.
Yeah, she did. She elbowed me today when he got in the car. I forgot what I said to her. But she elbowed me when he got in the car, like as a joke, because I said something like silly to her, and she's like, "Get the fuck out!" I busted her shit almost immediately.
She was a firecracker.
Yep, she is.
You look so hot.
Oh, thanks, baby.
I can't believe we all didn't fall through that thing. That's a lot of us right there.
Oh, stop. Kissing again. That's a nice picture. I like this. We look very regal.
Yeah.
And you can see your shadow. Look at that. That shadow
What
looks
the
terrible.
fuck is that?
This is a fucking intruder.
I look like a puppet.
This is an intruder.
I look like
this is a fucking demon. This is a goddamn demon in here. What
Get
the hell is
away.
this shadow?
Yeah.
Oh my god, baby, I got a dog in me. You got a demon in you.
Baby, y'all. I have a puppet in me, apparently. It looks like a puppet.
That's crazy. Oh my god, more kisses. We kissed a lot. I liked it. As more hugs and stuff and like everything. We're hanging out. Apparently we got a picture of the guy who took our pictures, so that's nice.
I was gonna say, does any of this stuff say our names in it?
I don't care. There we go.
These were our favorite pictures
Here's a
to
good
take.
picture. Smacking that tushy, giving some kisses, more kisses, a boob squeeze, boop boop boop. You see, it's like a picture flip.
One's edited, one's not. I think.
Whoop. There's your ring. Your ring is nice, and it was only $300 or $400.
Yeah.
It's actually a good ring. You don't have to get expensive rings, guys. You shouldn't be spending too much money. Mine was like, I think it was $300 or $400. It was like a Disney Tinkerbell collection. You loved it.
I love my ring.
You said
and everybody loves it. I get compliments on it all the time.
Yeah, you told me I want something that looks like this, and you showed me like an emerald, I guess. And I went and I found something that I like looked like that, but wasn't what you sent me.
Yeah.
Because you sent me a bunch of examples of what you might want, and so I was like, I'm going to look for something like this, but you didn't send it to me, so it's like more unique, and it worked out perfect. She loved it.
I get compliments on it all the time, and then when I tell people that he picked it out themselves, they're like, "No way," because you did pick a really nice ring.
I merged the emerald that she likes with the Disney she likes, and I came out with a Disney emerald.
Which is funny because this was pre-liking Disney, though.
That's true. It was before I even took you.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
wow.
baby love.
And you didn't even like Tinkerbell. Now you like Tinkerbell.
Well, now Tinkerbell's like special.
Well, yeah, because I married
Peter Pan has become very special.
Because that's what we married, like Peter Pan. That's my big fucking hand. Your nails look nice there.
Thank you.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right, so these are some of the bum pictures that are a little like lighting not good. I think
then everybody threw a bunch of shit at us.
Yeah, they threw rocks at us. Those fucking they're rice or something. And that's me fucking
popping champagne.
And then I actually did something similar to this later that day.
I honestly don't even. Yeah, you did.
That's
I
like
remember.
this would be like my sperm.
I understand
joke
what you're
was a joke.
saying.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you did.
See, we had a lovely segment, then you said something.
It's beautiful. It's like a big. It's oh stop. Then we had a little bit of it, and then look at me. I have like a Among Us face on. Right?
Yeah.
Your grandmother's crouching down. That was it. This is the last picture. It was.
That
fun.
was our wedding.
That was our wedding pictures that we had.
So honestly, like, you don't have to have the big wedding. Just have a cute little wedding.
Our wedding
And
was
then
cute,
after
and it
this,
was
we
really
went
nice.
to the Chinese buffet, and my mom got us a bomb-ass cake. And it was just a nice little cake.
Yeah, it was
with
good.
like raspberry and lobster cream.
Yeah.
And we had a lovely wedding.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was cute. That was fun.
That was cute. I do want to like. This was a video that you showed me that was linked to this video, but you said it's not necessarily relevant to this particular segment, and that it's possible that it might be like its own thing. But it's like attached to it, right? That's what you basically told me.
Well, this guy like stitched this video and told his own story, and that's why I was
All right.
telling you.
Well, let's watch it.
So okay.
Oh, you want to set it up?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
To deal with me all the way home, and we still have another 3.5 hours left.
You know, I don't
Maybe,
talk about my personal.
Sorry. Maybe we could listen to this, and then like I'll just ask you.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably do commentary myself, but I know what you mean. Like you want to absorb it first. I
Yeah.
Not very much on this app, but maybe this story will help somebody make a hard decision.
Okay.
You know, I was a teen parent. I was 15 years old.
I can't hear what he's saying.
Do you want me to explain to you what
He's a
he's
teen
saying?
parent?
Teen.
Oh, gotcha.
My son was born just the month after I turned 16.
Okay.
So being that young, you really don't know yourself. You don't.
Damn, you having sex at 15, bro? I didn't lose my virginity until I was like 19 years old. Wow. It's because I have God on my side. What's up?
know who you are or what you like yet, and you're not coming into yourself yet. And me and my wife got married when we were 18 years old.
I don't think I have the flexibility to come into myself, you know?
And we treated each other like dirt. My wife cheated on me, you know, we were young, and that's just what happens whenever you're a teenager. You're supposed to go out and have fun with your friends and party and things, and so one thing leads to another, and then I cheated on her because I was upset about it or whatever.
I mean, this makes sense. They're babies having babies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what it looks like. Your kids having kids. It's like, it's not good.
And she really never let it go. And neither one of us was just happy during that time. And, you know, we thought we moved past it. We had 2 more kids.
Sorry, I don't mean to. This is why you shouldn't stay together for the kids.
Yeah.
Like, I would say, like, there are certain circumstances where maybe you should, but for the most part, like, these two hate each other probably. And it's because they weren't meant to be together. They would be more effective parents being apart.
Yeah.
And then they could have a more mutually loving relationship. Like, that's my baby's mother, and I love her because of for that. But I can't love her as a partner. Mm-hmm. And you teach your kid healthy boundaries, because if you're miserable together, all you're teaching your kid is to find a miserable relationship, because they think that's supposed to be normal. So.
Kids, things were going okay, you know, and everything, and then it just wasn't. So we ended up splitting up for 4 or 5 months, and she ends up getting pregnant from a one-night stand from a dude from a bar who has 9 kids by 6 different women.
How old was she, and how old was the bar dude? That's just weird. Okay. What? How, 6 kids from how? What? What did he say?
One night stand from a dude from a bar who has 9 kids by 6 different women.
And what a loser. You should be in jail for that. You couldn't be a
well, he's getting chicks pregnant on one-night stands, so are you really surprised?
Yeah, but like I'm not kidding. He should be in jail. Like, you're not able to take care of your kids. There's no way that he's paying enough child support to those kids. You should probably be in, like, I know that might sound intense, and maybe I don't mean it necessarily, but like, that's insane. Put him in jail for dodging child support checks. That's insane. Like, what the fuck?
And has no inkling to ever see any of them. And for the
Fucking
record,
scumbag.
before all that happened, my wife wanted to work things out, but I didn't. And so we're sitting there in divorce court, and, you know, they know she's pregnant and everything, and the judge looks at me and he says, Mr. Fawcett, even though this is not your biological child, every child deserves a father. And for that reason, I cannot grant this divorce. It was done.
I feel like that's like, is that even legal? I guess where they are.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's crazy.
Which, like, imagine being told no.
Yeah,
like, who the fuck do you think you are?
It's like,
Absolutely not.
Yeah, right. What? That's insane that you can get told no to getting a divorce. No, in New York you can't, I don't think.
No, I don't think that's a thing.
But wherever Alabama. I know it's your sister. Listen, Keith. I know it's your sister, But every baby deserves a daddy, and your baby's gonna come out fucked up because you guys did incest. That baby's gonna need an extra daddy. You got to be there for that baby. You got to be there for your kid, and you got to be there for your niece or nephew, because it'll be both. Because they had sex with
Uncle
his sister.
Daddy.
Hey, Uncle Grandpa. Right?
My lawyer was like, you know, you can wait until she has the baby and then you can go and get divorced or whatever, but that was going to be 6 or 7 months from that point on. So I harbored a lot.
Not to be an asshole, why wasn't abortion like a factor here? I'm just saying.
True.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's just insane.
The hatred to that judge. I was pissed. I was pissed off, dude. But my wife was acting different. Way different than she's ever acted before in her entire life. And that wasn't pregnancy hormones, you know. I was used to that. We have 3 kids. It was something different. You know,
if one of the kids, like the other person's kid, said it's his kid now?
Crying and everything in the
kids.
courtroom.
They had their first baby at like 15.
Oh,
then
gotcha,
they got
gotcha,
married
gotcha.
at 18. And they had 2 more children.
Gotcha. Okay.
Surprise. So she went on about her day, you know, went to work and everything. And I went home and sat on it for about a week. Just thought about what the judge said and thought about, you know, a lot of things.
You denied.
So we decided to give it one more go. We're just going to work it out, you know. And so, damn what I would have missed. Man, I would have missed out if I would just gave up, threw in the towel and said, fuck it, you know, you did me wrong, screw you. And I got asked a lot, I mean a ton, about how I felt about having a mixed son now. Before.
Sorry, that threw me off a little bit.
But
Jesus.
So like we could I want to put a pin in conversation, but I do think like that is something to acknowledge, like another layer of like
What?
basically raising
Of
another
racism?
man's son. Well, no, raising another man's son and it being like blatantly not
Well,
your son.
you can't hide it at that point.
Yeah.
It's like, how come that kid doesn't have your eyes? You know, genetics. Why is that kid black?
Genetics.
Genetics. It's also genetics. Well, I fucked a black girl, and then I fucked her, and I think that I didn't come. I actually sucked up like a turkey baster. I squeezed my balls, I put them in her, and then I let them go, and it just inflated and it sucked her eggs out, and then I went and I put it in my, you know. Imagine that's how it works. Fucking incredible. That's crazy. Okay, well, you know, that's interesting. That's like a constant reminder.
Yes.
You know, only because like you'll it's like that's not my biological kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before he was even born. Let me tell y'all something. That's my baby. Now, I dare somebody to walk up and say something about me having a mixed son out in public. Well, I'll punch you in your shit. I love that little boy the same as I love
He's gonna punch me in my asshole. I might say something now. Like, you're so. Oh, that sounds mean. He starts fisting me. Oh, you better take that back. Absolutely not. Never. I never will. Why is this already lubed? I was expecting it. I was ready for it. I was ready for you to punch me in my shit.
Oh my god.
I was all over it. I was ready for it.
All the other ones, and color is never going to be an option. So let me tell y'all something. I've seen that judge since then. And I was almost in tears, and I hugged him and I thanked him for what he did, and he said I knew I was in the right.
Was this a trauma
At the
bond?
time, it didn't seem that way, but yeah, he was.
Do you think that this is a little bit of a cope? Like, first of all, it sounds like he's happy, and God bless him for that, and that's good because that kid needs a father. And there are shitty men that don't want to raise their own kids, and like I think it's a very strong thing to do as a man to raise. Not even like someone else's kids, and I say that in the genetic sense, but not in the emotional sense, because that is his kid, and I respect that. You know, but do you think that's a cope? If he was able to get the divorce, that he would have been perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because he had to maintain this decision for 7 months until he could get the divorce. So it's like, okay, you know, let's just go for it, and then like you kind of try it out, and it works. You know, that's crazy.
If you're married for the right reason and you love somebody and you make that lifelong commitment through thick and thin until death do you part, keep your commitment. I promise it's worth it. There's a lot of people in that comment section. I see a ton of it.
I'm assuming this is why you wanted to show this to me, because like it's a big, complicated conversation about respecting what it means to the death to do you part versus the aspect of like don't stay with somebody that's toxic for you.
Well,
and it's I would argue that like God bless them for staying together, but like this situation isn't something that everybody could deal with.
No, and that's why, and I think there's some left. I don't know what is left.
There's a minute left,
but that's why I was curious about you watching this, and even like if you would have watched this on your own channel, because like I respect like your like values and what it means to you to like be a man.
Thank you.
And so like I was wondering like your perspective on this situation, like especially like taking the no from the judge.
Yeah, let me finish it. Let me finish it with my commentary, and then can you ask the question? Like a post reflection, is that where hopefully, because that would be, I think it would be like I can react to it myself, organize my opinions on everything, and then you ask me like, this is what I want your opinion on. I love you.
Videos where I just see comments, people are like, you need to leave him, you need to leave her, you know, they're holding you back, they're doing this and that and the other, and it's just good people making.
What even made you like watch this video in any elongated amount of time? Like, why did you get to the end? You know. Why did you get through the first minute? Because it doesn't really, you know what I mean?
Because you've showed me that couple before, and we're like, oh, I want to talk about them on stream.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I was like, okay, what does this have to do with them?
Gotcha.
Mistakes. Behaviors can change. Your soul is what doesn't change, and that's what you fall in love with. Your looks are going to fade. You're going to get old. You're going to get ugly. You're going to get fat. Bring it on, man, because when you fall in love...
I already was.
with somebody, you love their soul, and you love who they are and their heart. You don't love the looks. My wife just lucked out and got a little bit of bonus material, you feel me? If you got married and you loved them then, you still love them now. You're just in a weird place with each other, and you got some shit you need to work out, and you can do it. The grass ain't always greener, and never give up on the people that you love, because you never know what's waiting for you on the other side. Y'all be good people.
Now my husband has to deal with.
Okay, so
do you understand why I'm saying it's not related to them though?
Yeah, it's not. Well, I like it though, because like this is two different segments now.
Yeah.
So okay, so ask me like your question basically.
So my question is like from like, it's like weird. So okay, me watching this video,
yeah,
I feel like this is actually does like align with like what it means to be a man and making decisions to take care of like your people and stuff like that. But at the same, and I respect this man for what he did, and it sounds like he's living a happy life and like good for him.
1000%.
But I don't think I would ever tell another person to make the decisions that he did. So I was wondering like
either.
your perspective on this.
So here's my thing. I want to make like there's a lot here. First and foremost, I don't think that generally speaking, I think this is like 1 in a million chance. Most people that go through this situation will not be happy. It takes a very special type of person to have the type of strength to be able to deal with this shit. Both people, really. And I don't know specifics. I can assume he seems like the better person in the relationship, because she's the one that was put into a situation where like the person that impregnated her is not going to be with her, and he was able to step up, and like she was like, wow. And so hopefully she respects the sacrifice that he made. But I would say that generally speaking, I can't see a good marriage manifesting out of this situation for most people. I'm sure that they're happy. I'd like to think that they are. He seems like he's happy and he's genuine. I think that he takes pride in what he's doing, and I think it is something to take pride in. I think that there's an idea going around by people who claim to be real men who aren't, that you should never take care of another man's baby. I think that's probably one of the most pathetic things ever. I'm not saying you have to, but this gets into a conversation about like, oh, don't date a single mom. Like, don't take care of another man's baby. If you don't want to, I think that's okay. That's a lot to take on. But to say that it's antithetical to being a man to take care of another man's kid is the most pathetic garbage thing I've ever heard. It is also antithetical to what it means to have a strong family unit, which these people pretend to care about, but they don't. My father wasn't there for me. My uncle raised me as like a son for a while, and then he had his own kid, and I get that, but he was still very like, you know, good for me and like protective of me, and he would take an active role. My uncle had, you know, God bless me, passed away. And then my Jaji, right? My Jaji isn't even biologically like my uncle. I was just saying that his wife, which is like my aunt by marriage but not by blood, her family's very nice and they adopted me. And my Jaji, that was like my grandfather, like they're Polish. I'm not, but I invaded their family because I'm German, so it's like and Jewish. all jokes aside, he also was a very important part of raising me. Every week they would pick me up from YMCA, and they were very active. They were very helpful to my mother, and that is my Jaji. That's my grandfather. And like I was sad. It was devastating when he passed away. And there's an incredible strength to helping raise a kid that's not yours. And I say that in quotes because I'm saying that to short form this because it's easier, but it's still my Jaji, right? And so I think that there's something very incredibly powerful to that. I think it's a very good thing. I think that when we have these complicated conversations, especially about how single fathers tend to have quote unquote better outcomes than single mothers, and a lot of people in like I know I'm bringing it to Manosphere stuff, but they're fucking dumb. They bring it to a lot of like, oh well, they have better outcomes, so they're better parents. But the reality is that first of all, men tend to make more money, but outside of that, the women are 3.5 times more likely to be with a man that has a kid over a single mother, right? And so most of these men they're single fathers, but they are still in a relationship with somebody that's not the mother. That's how the statistic is generated. Like, and it's like there's an incredible strength. I think that's a very positive quality. You could argue it's a feminine quality. I think it's a very powerful quality to be there in place of another weak person, and it makes you additionally stronger. I value that very heavily, and like I will, like, we're having conversations with somebody in my family who's possibly might lose their kid at some point because they're not doing a very good job as a parent, and like we've already decided that we're going to take that kid and then fight for parental right, because like it's just the right thing to do. This family is very important, so I respect that. I don't know that most people would be able to tolerate it though, but that's kind of where I'm at with that.
What? I didn't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I know I rambled. Go ahead.
What do you think about his perspective of then saying, like, grass is always greener. If you love somebody, then you might just be in a different place where things are making you not love them just as much now, and like to basically stick it out.
I think that I don't know if it's true. This is the thing. First of all, okay. Sorry, I have a lot of thoughts. I just need like a second. Okay. He's saying that like we both were in love, and then we fell in love, and we were always in love, but circumstances changed. First of all, I don't know if that's realistic. It might be. I think that there are ways that, like, especially if you're young, that you can grow out of love because you move in different places in your life. However, when I hear this, the first question is like, are you truly in love? And I would say not to them, but to anybody identifying with this story. Because I think that there's a lot of people who got married who didn't necessarily love the person that they were with, or they weren't in love with them. They might have loved them, but they weren't in love. These two may have been in love, and then they went down incongruent paths, and then everything led back, right? But then there are a lot of people like myself where I've loved other girls, but I've never been in love, because you don't know what being in love is until you are in love, which was us. And so, I would fight with this energy to keep you if we ever went down an incongruent path. But there's other girls that I could potentially have married, and I would have been miserable because I wasn't really in love. And so what I'm saying here is that if you're somebody that looks at this, the real first question, you're probably getting out of this of like, I should stick it out. The real first question is like, were you actually in love with somebody when you got married, or did you force the marriage partly because maybe you had bad parents that didn't love each other and you don't know what love is? That would be the first place that I would go. And if you truly think that you were in love and that you are in love and that life is just moving you out, then like I think it's worth an additional amount of effort to see if it still works out. Sure. But I think it's so situational. Like, how do you give specific advice to this? This is so specific.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could love you if you took a BBC. I'm just kidding.
No, like listen, because you were a very loosey-goosey man.
What do you mean by that?
Like,
I mean, I'm a whore?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
And like, if some woman showed up and was like, "Hey, this is your kid," like, I don't know if that would exactly surprise me.
Okay. Okay.
But, and like, even that would be something very hard to cope with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let alone being in a relationship and getting pregnant.
Yeah, it's a hard thing.
Mm-hmm.
I get that.
Practice safe sex, kids.
Yeah. Just pull out. Wear a condom. And don't pressure her to take it off, okay? Okay.
But yeah, I know this was like a very like heavy video, but I was just very curious of your opinion. So
I think this was this was an intense one. I'm feeling very emotional right now. Just letting you know. Like, I don't need like emotional consoling.
You don't want me to touch you?
Not that I don't want. Yeah, I think I don't want to be alone, but I think I'm like still stewing in emotion. I'm just letting you know that this made me a little emotional, but I don't want to show it right now. Does that make sense? But this was like an intense topic, but I liked it. It was very interesting.
Am I able to ask you why?
No, yeah, ask whatever you want to ask.
Is it just because thinking of like your own experience and like the men who are important to you?
Yeah, I think so. It makes me a little bit. It's just too. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of emotions going on for me, so it's like I don't want to even parse through them because it makes me sad thinking about it.
Yeah,
that's why I don't even want to acknowledge that I'm emotional. But I'm letting you know that I'm a little shut off, emotional right now, and that after after this, I might want pizza.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
That's
like hit
odd.
you
This
in the
is
feels.
so bad. I think I might cry. I'm actually very upset right now.
My husband.
This is like really upsetting to me. I'm so sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I liked the conversation. I think that when you asked me, you pushed me on a little, which I told you could. It made me a little more emotional.
I love
You're not doing anything wrong. I'm just letting you know. That's so sad. It does remind me of like there was a very positive and powerful male men in my life, you know, my uncle, my Jaji, and then like my scoutmaster was too. Like he was really good. I had a scout. He was a tough ass motherfucker. He was a ball busting motherfucker, and people didn't like him, but he was so respectful and loyal. I've talked about this before, but like, you know, my scoutmaster was in the troop, and he was similar to me. Like he would make a lot of inappropriate jokes and comments, and I'm better in public than he was better. You know what I mean? I know when to stop. But for him, people didn't like him, and I remember like one of the big things is like my mother was very active in the Cub Scouts, but not in the Boy Scouts until he was a little crazy, and so she became like the committee chair. And the interaction between him and my mother was like nothing but respectful. So he would make dirty jokes, and my mother would say, "Jim, you got to stop." And he'd say, "Oh, I'm sorry." That was it. But that was it. It was always well-intentioned, and he respected her so much. And he was the kind of guy that went like above and beyond. He was a ball-busting hard ass. And I remember one time he chewed me out because I made a disrespectful joke about religion, funny enough. When we were on like a religious walk, and he pulled me aside, and he didn't yell. He put his hand on my shoulder, and he just looked at me in the eye and said, "Listen, you don't have to believe anything you don't want, but you have to respect it." And in an assertive tone, and it resonated with me. It was a very powerful way to communicate. And like, you know, when I got hypothermia on a camp out, he pulled me out of the tent. He put me in his car. Every once in a while, he turned the car on for like 15 minutes, turned the heat on, turn it off because it was cold weather camping. Very like a loyal guy. You know, he's a good guy, and it was a male role model to me. Very powerful. So when I look at like, you know, men who are willing to take that role, I mean, I respect it. I think it's a very positive thing. I respect it a lot. You know, and it resonates with me. And I think that that's a strength that is so absent from teachings of what it means to be a man. Because they'll say, like, you know, people in the manosphere and whatever other bullshit, they'll always say a man does what you need to do. They'll allude to that, right? They'll be like, a man is supposed to be strong and do what needs to happen. But then when it comes to raising potentially another man's baby, all of a sudden, oh, don't do that. And it's like, well, you know, you don't know. It doesn't mean you have to actively be the father. But like, if you're a coach at a school, or you're a teacher, or you know, you're a scoutmaster, or you're an uncle, or you're a grandfather, or you're a cousin, or you're this, or you're that, you can take and step up and have an additional role in that kid's life. It doesn't have to be the father, but doing more things, being more present, putting more emotional energy in where it wouldn't generally be expected, can end up having such a profoundly positive impact. And it's like that. It's so weird that strength is not valued. It's pathetic because I think it's pathetic because the reason that kid doesn't have a father in the first place is because their father is pathetic. Yeah. Right. And like there's a you know, sometimes, you know, you never know the positive impact that you could have on somebody without that. Right. And I think that like that's something I value tremendously.
Yeah.
So you never know, man. You know, it's. I think it's a love thing. I think it's a very feminine quality to take care of another person's child, and I think that is why men need to be more feminine. Because it's a very beautiful thing. And when I think about how we need to promote femininity in society, I don't think about Snow White not needing to be in love. I think about a man who's willing to raise another man's kid. Because they're more in touch with their emotions and they care more and they have more empathy. That's what I think about when it comes to promoting like feminine ideology or being more feminine for men. So, yeah, I'm not emotional anymore. That's gay. End segment.
I was just gonna say, just the only thing I want to comment about is on like all the things you just said. That's why I do not want to work in a school. Because I think of the value that I put into my teachers and other staff members because of things I was lacking in my family unit. Yeah. Right? And I don't want the pressure to be anything like that to a kid. Yeah. I have no problem doing it purposefully, like if we are to take that kid into our home or whatever.
1,000%, yeah.
But it's too much pressure.
Well, the thing too with the, but there's also a frustrating element to being a social worker in a school, which is what you're saying. And you've told this to me before, and it's a great point, is that like you're never going to be as effective as you can be as a social worker in a school. Because who needs the social work? The kid or the fucking parents? It's the parents. The parents are, if your kid is engaging in a failure, you're probably partially to blame. You know?
I even saw, this is very little, but I feel like it fits. Someone posted on Facebook and it was like a screenshot and they were like laughing at like this parent because they were like, yeah, our parenting is working great. We made a no food in rooms rule. And then I guess they moved their kid's bed, and underneath the bed is all like snacks and wrappers and a whole bunch of garbage.
Interesting.
And it's just an interesting commentary on like, I mean, you're never going to be 100% perfect as a parent, and we already have judgments on parenting when we don't have children. But it's like putting those limits in place makes or putting certain limits in place that don't have like wiggle room makes kids do shit and hide it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand they don't eat food in bed, but I know what you're saying fundamentally because, well, this is the thing. It's bizarre. It's like the same thing as identifying as like a different gender as a kid when you're just experimenting. And you're like, don't do that. Like if my kids said they're non-binary, I'd be like, whatever. I don't care. Like I'm not even going to engage with it. Maybe they are, or most likely they're a kid exploring their gender, which is fine. But like saying you can't do that, it's just going to engage a rebellion.
Make them hide things.
It's going to make them hide things. It's going to make them rebellious.
Yeah.
It's not like a positive thing to do. Just be like, all right, whatever. You do you. Explore yourself. I was a fucking metalhead, and I was like toxic and gatekeepy about it, like other kids. Because kids do weird. The kids are just exploring what their identity is, whether you're identifying as a different gender or identifying as a fucking like an anime nerd. It's really it's true. It's true.
I can't wait to have kids.
Yeah, it'll be cool. All right, that was a good segment. Damn, that was deep. What the fuck? Fucked me up with that one. Bitch.
I'll try to bring more.
No, that was a good one. I think that there's more that we can do. Oh man, this is like marriage stuff. I think we should save this for the next one.
Yeah, is this from what I sent you or
old.
no?
It's old.
I have another video that is like related to this, to that video, so I need to find it. We won't get into it, but basically the video is like, what you're asking for when you get married, when like you ask for the ring. So I'll try to find that video.
Okay.
Damn it, were you gonna be a cringe like couples channel where we just talk about what a good relationship is?
I think it's a very positive thing to talk about relationships. I think yeah, who cares? Let's be cringe. Let's be a cringe couple. Who fucking cares? There are cringe people who talk about how women are worthless. Like the same thing with women talk about men are worthless. Like, do I want to be that? We're a commentary channel that talks about our marriage and like what love means. We're trying to set like a healthy example. And we're toxic. And we don't hide that. We're not perfect, but that's what makes it great. Like before, you went to touch me, and I didn't want you to touch me because I didn't want to let any emotions out. That's not necessarily a positive quality, but I think it's an acceptable. It's fine. And I still am going to engage in that quality because there's like a level of stoicism. I don't want to cry in front of people, but like I didn't fucking get angry and start throwing things because I did start to cry a little bit, right? So that's a way of working out your emotions in a healthy way. Couple-osphere, like that for the Manosphere. Okay. This is what we're going to call fan service, because people kept asking us, like, or me constantly. They're like, "Oh, what do you think about the Montgomery Riverfront Brawl?" And I was like, I saw some stuff. Did you see anything on TikTok of this?
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of stuff all over Twitter and everything.
Yeah, and I don't know if I have a whole lot to say, but I'm still like curious. We'll watch through this a little news segment, give a little bit of commentary on it, because like it's interesting. My understanding from what I've seen of it offline is that there was a black security guard. The fact that he's black shouldn't be relevant, but I don't know if it actually is. I'm not sure how much of this is actually racially oriented or not. But basically, he's a security guard. These white dudes parked their boat where like they needed like a town boat or something to be parked there, I believe. And we're gonna watch it anyway, so we'll get the context. And then he was unroping it to move it, and they started fighting him. And then like it turned into like a race fight. Like a bunch of other black guys jumped in to help the black guy. It's so interesting, because I wonder if it like was a race thing at all, or if it just like. But the part of it is race, even if it's not intentional. Like they tribed themselves. They're like, oh shit, So it's so interesting because people like engaging like that tribalism, fundamentally speaking. But let's watch it.
This ugly brawl is the talk of social media right now.
If I was part of a brawl, it would be more beautiful, though.
Videos and memes show a group of white men attacking a black dock worker in Montgomery, Alabama. Today, the mayor is promising justice. Now, there are...
Damn, she went there and kicked this. What's happening with that? I feel like she's the worst one. I don't know.
4 active warrants and the possibility of more. ABC's Rena Roy reports.
Wild.
Dramatic video shows the moments a brawl broke out.
That was like a wrestling.
He's like, all right, we're doing this.
That was like you ever see the People's Elbow from The Rock?
No.
He takes off like his arm and he throws it into the crowd. It was like one of those. He's like, all right, fuck it.
Dude, that was fucking awesome.
Listen, I respect it. He's ready for it.
Oh, yeah.
That's a man of restraint.
Oh my God. That was actually, he was like, all right, we're doing this.
Yeah, that was his signaling moment. Like, we're going to have to do what we got to do,
Front in Montgomery, Alabama. The fight happening
Jesus
over the
Christ.
weekend.
I'm already so fucking angry because those look like young men and there's the older like woman and man sitting there. Like that makes me think like, is that their parents and they're just like watching their kids beat up this guy? Or jump this guy?
What do you mean? Like you see who's parents?
Look, pink pants and the woman with him are older. These kids actually jumping him are younger kids. I think. Oh no, he looks a little older maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Either way, like this is
that
pathetic.
kid, the red shorts looks like a kid. I think the gray shorts is a grown man.
Either way, it's pathetic.
The fight happening.
Like listen, if you're gonna get physical, you shouldn't be fighting to beat the shit out of somebody, which is what they're doing. They're trying to hurt this guy. He's clearly a security guard too. Like, why are you fighting this guy? Like, I don't understand. I imagine it wouldn't be hard to be like, you can't be parked here. All right, I'm gonna move or something. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I wonder what's going through their head. Like, oh, a black guy touched. Maybe it's like a black guy touched my shit. I should be moving it. Fuck him. Or maybe they weren't listening because they have an issue with authority because they're dumb men and they're not real men. I don't really understand. Like the dude probably just said, like, move your fucking boat.
Yeah, I want to watch more.
Sorry.
Over the weekend, witnesses saying it all began when a black dock worker employed by the city began to try to untie and move a pontoon boat belonging to a group of white men. That pontoon boat was reportedly docked where the city's riverboat needed to park.
Yeah, there you go.
You just felt so helpless for that man. Like, there's 5 or 6 of them on him.
Multiple individuals seen attacking the worker who tries fighting back. Bystanders jumping in to help, including one man seen swimming over to the dock from the nearby river.
Good for fucking him, bro.
That's some baller ass shit right there. This motherfucker dove into the water just to swim over there and
Hell
fight.
Yeah.
Just to fight. That's actually funny. The fucking hat, the diving into the water. I mean, that is some real shit.
When the riverboat docks, more people joining in.
Holy fuck. Good.
Honestly, though, like I say this, maybe I'm just like acting like a big bad bitch, but I feel like if we were there as bystanders, like we would have done something too.
Yeah, probably started yelling.
Yeah. Like I feel like we would have approached.
For me, and like I don't know, but I feel like one of the reasons why this is like we would have, because we've done stuff like that before.
Yeah,
like
not physically.
No, of course, but just like
we intervene. We are not bystanders.
Yeah, no, we typically. My thing is like I feel like they wouldn't be as aggressive with me because I'm not. I don't know. So I feel like I'm white.
No, I'm saying if we were there on the dock and saw this happening.
Yeah.
we would go into the defense of the security guard.
Oh well, yeah, of course, he's a fucking security guard. Especially if they're.
I would
beating
let
him up.
you fight in this situation. I'm
Right.
very
Well, what I'm
hesitant of
saying-
you fighting,
right,
even though
but
I'm
what-
kind of like.
But what I'm saying is like this interaction, like they're probably. I don't know. I feel like part of this is like why would you disrespect a security guard? Fight him. Like that doesn't make sense. That's why I feel like there has to be a racial element. Like they have to be like, I'm gonna fight this guy because he's black. That's the only thing that I
Oh
can
yeah,
think of.
100%.
Like I know it's not explicit, but like what other excuse? The guy was just untying your boat. I might be pissed if you're untying my boat. Like bro, what the fuck are you? I might yell, but to
Yeah,
fight,
that's my only question. Is like how even if he's untying the boat, how do you move the boat without driving it?
I don't know. I'm not a boater. I'm not a boater. But like my thing is that if it was a white guy, they probably would have had a strong exchange of words.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. Like if any white guy was there, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you why is this?" They would be like, "Oh well, you know this," and then maybe they throw down the N word at the guy. But I feel like part of this is like he's the co-captain. I don't know what that means. It doesn't matter to me. Like you don't fight somebody because you're angry.
I want to watch the rest of it. I want to see everybody fight.
One man even hitting people with a chair. Officer.
They deserve it. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
That's fucking crazy. This is insane. They hit him with a steel chair. Is wrestling. Holy
was
shit.
arresting him along with several others.
They're going to have to determine who, in fact, really was, if any, were engaged in acts of legitimate self-defense, legally justified self-defense, versus individuals who may be charged with being aggressors, who were initiating.
But even the way that the security guard is he's trying to take that man down. He is not trying to hurt him.
hit him.
Do you see that?
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Like he's not swinging.
Like he's like, all right, we're doing this, but he's like not.
He's grabbing him to put him on the ground.
Yeah.
He's not fighting him to punch him. He's putting him on the ground.
This is fucking terrible.
It's insane. Bro, and if somebody says that, I'd smack the fuck out of my kid.
I think that one is a grown man.
Oh, either way, I'd smack
But
the
the
fuck
one
out of
that comes into the attack.
Yeah, he's like a kid.
And who may be held accountable for their involvement in the altercation.
Authorities say
She looks like she's trying to stop the white guy.
I think.
charges are pending. The Montgomery police.
I mean, listen, the guy with the steel chair should not be arrested because he's defending another person. And that's the most badass shit I've seen.
Listen,
With a
it's
steel
badass,
chair.
but
I
is it like excessive
No, I don't care.
force?
I don't. You know, you.
Because who was he hitting? You have to go back to see who he was hitting with the chair. He looks like he was just kind of like fucking shit up.
No, that's,
Well,
the guy in the
original
gray.
guy. He deserves to get
That's
hit
the
with
guy
that
in the
chair.
gray. Push him in the water. Oh, he racks him with the chair.
I'm fucking toxic as hell.
Oh, I don't
is that a lady on the floor? I think that might be a lady.
This
on the
one,
floor.
listen, this one is justifiable to me. Based on what we're seeing, this one is not.
I don't know who that is.
She's just on the ground, bro. You can't be hitting her with the fucking chair.
Officers arresting him along with several others.
The cop is fucking. Who's the cop? Who are they working on? The cops.
I was looking at that too. Like, who are they?
A
black guy.
Okay.
Along with several others.
They're going to have to determine who,
This is
in
wild.
fact, really was, if any.
This
were
might be.
engaged
I hope that they like broadcast this like proceeding because I am like thoroughly interested.
You're interested in this one? That's interesting.
I'm thoroughly interested in this
It's
because listen, I'm
crazy.
toxic. I love a good fight. I'm afraid of my husband fighting
Nah.
because like that's scary, and I also don't want like the legal things. But I think of him fighting, and I'm like, oh, that's a little
Okay,
hot.
well, that's a little toxic.
But
understand
I
what you're
like, and I love watching a good fight. This is terrible. I wish that these people didn't get beat up, especially like based on race. But like, was it a thing for you when I was in like middle school, like MySpace?
Mhm.
Like in 8th grade is when Facebook just started happening. So 6th,
Yeah.
7th grade was MySpace, and they used to post like school fights on there.
Oh my
Or
God, I've
Twitter.
watched them
I
before,
still get
sure,
like
yeah.
school fights on like my Twitter, and I fucking love watching
School
them.
fights are wild.
I've never gotten into a fight in my life.
Yeah. No.
No,
I fought a couple times in my life.
I've never
That's-
gotten into a
boys.
fight.
Boys are boys. They fight. You know. You shouldn't though. All right. It's not
But
an
yeah,
excuse,
I'm definitely
but it does
interested in like how you move forward with this.
happen. Yeah.
Because there's just so many people.
I want to know the
involved.
context. I want to see the You know what I mean? That's what I wish.
But yeah, I want to cover.
There's
this.
raw footage. It's 4 minutes 50. We shouldn't watch the raw footage. That'll be DMCA,
acts.
or not DMCA, but that'll be like.
We'll watch it after because I want to see it.
It's right here. This is the raw footage. We can watch this after. I mean, that's crazy.
Damn, that's
we're gonna watch
crazy,
that
though.
off stream because that's too much for us to watch.
Oh my god! But like, back to us, like if we were there
Mhm.
or if something happened and like you went in to protect someone and then somebody started beating on you, that's when I'd start.
You
Somebody
know-
sitting on you, I'll start biting their ankles.
I know you're down. You know what's funny though? I went to send this to you, and you saw what you sent to me. That you want me to
Yeah.
show people? No.
No, we can't do that. Is it appropriate?
Okay.
Legitimate self-defense and legally justified self-defense versus individuals who may be charged with
This is
being
just
aggressors
so-
who were initiating the altercation.
It's
and who may
just
be
so
held accountable for
upsetting.
Yeah, it's
Because
crazy.
he's getting jumped and he is just like
He's doing his best.
not to be, the words of the day are offensive and defensive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's animal segment. Yeah,
Like
sure.
he's not trying to escalate still.
No, and that's a good thing. That speaks well to his and
Yeah,
his
yeah,
character
yeah.
and his situation here.
involvement in the altercation.
Authorities say charges are pending.
It's funny because the guy wearing the hat, like this guy in the background here, he looks like he's also trying to de-escalate. That looks like his son, like you said.
I think Gray Pants is Red Pants. Red Pants is Gray Pants'
hold
son.
on. These two seem to be trying to de-escalate
Yeah, but-
this guy.
but the guy in
this
the
is
pink-
the son, and he runs up on this guy.
Yes, but the Pink Pants is trying to de-escalate by pulling the security guard off that guy.
Ah, I see what
So
you're saying.
he still sucks dick.
Okay, gotcha. You think he's good at it?
The Montgomery Police Department telling ABC News
Probably they went on like a fishing trip together when they were bored.
That's so gay.
And
Going
we're
on
like,
fishing trips.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I wonder how it feels. Yeah.
And
And
right.
then they're like, well, like if you want, you could try it on me.
No,
I'll
no,
do
it
it to
starts
you.
with them fucking the fish in front of each other.
Bro, that's fucked up.
It starts with them having their dick in the fish.
Baby,
They-
y'all.
You saw the video. They start fucking the fish.
What video?
We watched a video like that of a guy putting his dick in like a catfish's mouth.
I didn't watch that video.
Well, I saw it a few times, and it starts by doing that in front of each other, and you're just like, oh man, like this is crazy. And then you fuck the same fish's mouth. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, we might as well just like rub our dicks together, and that's why fishing is gay.
That's animal abuse.
That is animal. Are fishes animals? Right? They are. They're part of the animal kingdom.
I think they're just not respected as such.
Yeah, true. Because we don't have as much. There's not as much empathy towards the fish as like a cow. Because we're not like related. Like,
Fish can't show affection.
They can't? Well, I mean, if you fuck its mouth, that's pretty affectionate, no?
Baby.
Imagine it
All right.
It starts going like this. Ah, that's some affection there.
Baby.
Why?
Enough.
What are you talking about?
Warrants at this time, and there's a possibility more will follow after the review of additional video. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Oh wait, this is the charging video. Do you want to hear the details?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even. We just luckily saw this. Let's watch this.
Incident occurred between a co-captain of the Harrier II vessel and a private boat owner and his family. As the Harrier attempted to dock in its designated space, designated and reserved due to the gangway access as well as the mooring requirements, the private...
I'm very educated on what those are.
I know mooring has to do with boat.
I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
boat was docked in its space, prohibiting safe docking of the Harrier.
Okay.
The captain of the Harrier remained away from the dock for nearly 40 to 45 minutes as they attempted to contact the operators of the private
That
boat.
makes sense now. He was undoing the rope because they were waiting for 45 minutes for these dumb fucks to move their boat, but they couldn't get the captain involved. Gotcha. Okay.
Via PA system. They were only responded to with obscene gestures, curse words, and taunting.
Here's my thing. Like, even if you think it's unfair, suck it up, pussy, and just move your boat and just curse about it like a real man. Just complain about how everything sucks and curse about it and move your boat. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you should do. You know, it's like you got a ticket, curse about it, be angry, take the ticket and like put it, just take it up the ass. So that's life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like grow up. You know.
The co-captain was then picked up by a separate vessel and brought to the pier in an attempt to have a conversation with the private boat owners and or have those boats moved so that the Harrier could dock.
Okay.
A confrontation ensued between the co-captain and Mr. Pickett, the co-captain, being attacked by several members of the private boat. Several members of the Harriet II came to Mr. Pickett.
Wait, so was one of those guys, was the guy with the beard one of the captains of the boat? I'm a little confused about.
I think the man that we were saying a security guard, because he looked like he was like a security guard with the white shirt on, is the co-captain. And the other of the boat that needed to dock.
Okay.
Like the city boat or whatever.
Gotcha.
I guess.
I thought that he was so you're, he might be a. I'm just some of the details are confusing. So he might not have been a security. I don't know. He's wearing like when you go.
That's what I'm saying. This guy looks like a security guard, but I guess well, he's
maybe,
police. I don't fucking know.
Maybe their outfits just look like out here. He looks like one of the guys that hangs out in the round one.
Yeah,
You know
like
what I mean?
he just looks like a security guard on
Yeah,
Long
which is
Island.
nothing
But
wrong with
maybe
that.
that's his like captain.
Yeah, just like a
uniform?
different. Okay, maybe. Okay.
Pickett's defense engaging in what we all have seen since on social media. 13 individuals were detained and brought to police headquarters for questioning and interviews. Those interviews lasted several hours.
Okay.
At that time, all parties involved were released pending further investigation,
Okay.
but were all given instructions on how to secure warrants on combatants. We have since consulted with and are continuing to work with the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, our state police agency, the Montgomery's DA's office, and the local office of the FBI.
What's DA?
This investigation.
District attorney, like the.
What do they do?
It's my understanding is it's basically like the lawyer for the county or state or whatever.
Okay, and the
district.
FBI is the federal
Boogie
bureau.
inspector. Bureau of Investigation.
Bureau of Investigation.
Yeah.
Why the FBI? What do the FBI do that cops don't? Do cops do anything?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. They fucking piss me off sometimes. They give me tickets. I couldn't answer all your questions.
Like for any, I guess my question is like, if there's any other court case that needs investigation, is it always the FBI? Chat, please answer. I don't know. One of you weirdos are into
One of them will either
like
answer
crime
or
stuff.
pretend that they know what the fuck they're talking about.
It is ongoing and more charges are likely.
Good.
At this time, based on the way the statutes read and the way the laws are crafted, we were unable to present any inciting a riot or racially biased charges at this time.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like you could.
Well, I personally feel like what he says speaks volumes.
About what?
That he's like, due to the way the laws were, and we can't say this.
We can't say that it was racially
Which
motivated.
says like this is what
fucking
it
bullshit. This that's I didn't read that. I didn't read it like that. He's probably like, this is fucking bullshit, and I'm going to express it professionally.
Yeah.
Based on the way the laws are, we can't call this racist piece of shit out for being racist. There's no way. There's no fucking way.
No.
I couldn't explain it myself. That's the thing. Like, I have a racist brain. I'm not even like fucking around or joking. Like, you know, I was a little like I said some crazy shit playing video games and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a little ignorant sometimes. You know, I can't explain this away. If there was another angle of like, you know what, maybe no, there's no way. Why 45?
Oh, you're saying there's no denying that this wasn't racially.
I couldn't conceive.
I didn't understand what you were saying.
I couldn't conceive of. I was making a joke about how I'm a racist, but that got in the way of what I'm actually saying. I can't conceive another reason why he would attack the fucking boat captain. There's just no other. I couldn't fucking think of it.
It is weird though. Why would the boat captain be sent and move the shit?
I would call
or
the
maybe
fucking
he
police.
was like, "Fuck this shit," you know?
Maybe, but I would. You're right. Maybe they should have called the police and then towed it or something. But why are you even doing this, bro? You leave your. It's you know what I mean. He was boat captain. He went to move the boat. And
You can't get that angry when you're in the wrong. That's the thing.
You can get that angry. You cannot fight. You cannot throw hands.
No, you can't get that angry when you're in the wrong.
Just yell.
If you didn't know that you were parked somewhere you shouldn't be, that's fine to get that mad. But if you know.
It seems like they're trying to reach him for 45 minutes. You know? Damn.
Right, play.
There's probably those people on the boat that were probably pissed off waiting 45 minutes. That's probably why they got off and started cracking skulls with steel chairs. I was stuck. I had to take a fucking piss. I got to take a shit because I'm not shitting on a boat. I'm going home to shit. So now I'm pissed. I got a fucking steel chair. I got to take a dump. You know? I respect that because taking dumps is huge. Or maybe they had to poop in the toilet there and it made them angry.
Oh, shit.
Make me angry shaking.
Victims in this case, the co-captain, Mr. Damian Pickett, black male, and a 16-year-old white male juvenile
16.
who was struck
That's
by
fucking.
the owners and operators of
That's crazy. Which one was 16? Well, let me finish.
Wait, sorry. Wait, go back for a second. Sorry.
male and a 16-year-old white male juvenile who was struck by the owners and operators of the private boat.
Okay.
The suspects thus far have been identified as Richard Roberts, white male, 48 years old.
That was the one guy, okay.
With 2 outstanding warrants for assault, first degree.
Good.
Alan Todd, white male, 23 years old.
That was probably his son, right? They said the same last name?
I think so.
Okay.
1 warrant for assault, 3rd degree.
I'm getting confused though. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I think in the full.
The first thing that threw me off is they said that the black male and the 16-year-old
I
white
thi-
male
I-
was
I-
assaulted. Who's the 16-year-old white male?
I think that there's more context in the full fight that we didn't watch because it's censored because it's like too much. We might watch that one though.
Zachary Shipman, white male, 25 years old, 1 warrant for assault, 3rd degree. We have instructed those individuals to turn themselves into law enforcement, and as at this time, 1 is secured and in custody. The other 2 are set to turn themselves in within the next hour.
Damn.
We're also asking for Mr. Reggie Gray, the black male, 42 years old, who was seen wielding that folding chair, to contact the Montgomery Police Department for further interviews.
They want to give him a medal. They want to give him a medal.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's fair for him to get charged with something or whatever.
Need to at least investigate it additionally and get his information because you're right. Like there is a proportional response to these things that you're allowed to have, and cracking people to fucking steal.
Bro, that was wild though.
It was funny, but like legally,
That's
probably
wild.
That's
He
crazy.
said, Dink.
You know, you're only supposed to use the amount of force you need to handle the situation, not excessive force.
And like especially that, it looked like a woman sitting on the floor.
Yeah, the first one I was probably fine. The second one though, that woman, I don't know, she probably just fell out of her fucking scooter. She looked like she drove. It was, you know what I mean? She was big. I'm not trying to be rude.
And as part of this investigation.
Okay, well that's interesting.
So it doesn't sound like anybody but those 4 dickheads are getting charged with stuff.
Yeah. And the one guy may not be charged. I think they want to question him and see what's going on with that. Because like you said, he might have just been taking advantage of the situation to be violent. Some people do that.
I don't even think like that seems very like thought. Not thoughtful.
He probably just dove in and is like, oh shit, something's going on. Like I gotta fucking.
Yeah, and he's like doing stuff, you know.
He's a little crazy with a steel chair. Yeah. Maybe he's just like wrestling. He's just like fucking.
That was wild.
That was crazy.
I'm actually glad that we watched that because now I'm personally invested into that.
Yeah, it's funny because like there's the riverboat captain speaks out. There's a minute short of it. You want to watch the short?
No, okay.
Let's just
what everybody hadn't seen yet is what happened to make all these other things happen. Coming into the dock, and I noticed there's a lot of boats at the dock. And I noticed that one of the pontoons is too far back for me to align my exit gate with the exit ramp. So I blow my horn a few times, boop, boop, and nothing happens. So I got on the PA and I said, folks in the pontoon boat there, could you please move your boat up a few feet so I can pull into the dock? Nothing happened, no response at all. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to have to call the police. The passengers and crew said they're flipping you off there, Captain. So I knew that I wasn't going to get any cooperation. Well, then they just left. Everybody on the boat left, off the dock. They're gone.
Okay.
As far as I know, they're gone. I didn't know. A friend of mine who was the captain of the sipping cycle, he was at the scene too, and he said, what you gonna do, Captain? He said, I tried to talk to them to get them to move, and they refused to move. I said, well, let me put a couple of deckhands on your boat and send them over there and let them move the boat for me. What everybody hadn't seen yet is...
I'm a little confused. I kind of want to watch the full thing. Are you down with that or no?
Yeah, I want to watch
moments,
it.
the riverboat captain in that massive Alabama brawl is speaking out for the very
I'm
first
so
time.
confused.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm like,
I don't care
what's
about the
full-
order events. I still feel the same way.
Yeah,
but-
no, I just want to know what the specific story is.
Joins me live. But first, some new developments tonight in the investigation. Police are now charging another person, this time Mary
Oh,
Todd,
was she the one that
Good,
kicked the
that
guy?
stupid
That's the
bitch.
bitch that kicked the guy on the ground.
Fuck her.
with third-degree assault, making
Good.
her the 4th person.
Bro, she went to kick him in the head. That's fucking crazy.
How do you know that?
I think she was the one that went to kick the guy in the head while they were down. I think we saw that
Well,
in
she
the
did
video.
kick them.
Right? I think that's what it was.
Now facing charges.
What is
21-year-old
third-degree assault?
It's
though?
worse than first, I guess. Or maybe it's not as bad as first. It might be. I don't know. I don't know which degree is worse. I think it's just bad. You did a bad thing. It might be worse because like a 3rd-degree burn is not as bad as a 1st degree, but I think the 3rd degree is worse than a 1st degree. And
First-degree murder is worse than second-degree
is it
murder.
okay? What's the worst? Okay, so then I guess it's, I don't know. She kicked the guy in the head.
turned herself in today, is expected to make her first court appearance tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Earlier this week, police also charged 3 men with third-degree assault. That now viral and massive brawl broke out after Riverboat co-captain Damian Pickett, the man that you saw struck just now in the white shirt, asked a private pontoon boat to move so that his boat could park. Pickett, a black man, along with a 16-year-old white young man, were victims in the fight. Tonight,
Who's the 16-year-old young man, though?
along with a 16-year-old white young man, were victims in the fight. Tonight, in an exclusive interview, the captain of that riverboat is speaking out about just what happened that day. Captain Jim Kittrell joins me now. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, I'm
First
just
of all,
confused.
We've all been watching. We've
Me too.
seen
Thank
this
you, Laura.
video. Everyone has been talking about this. We see where the video picks up, but tell us what you saw happen.
Well, what everybody
The problem is they're using words like pontoon.
Pontoon is the boat that's next to
I was making
the-
like a joke about how they're using
Oh.
silly boat words, but okay.
It's just describing the boat.
All right, this is the actual boat captain, right?
I love pontoon boats.
haven't seen yet is what happened to make all these other things happen. And that was, we were doing our 5 to 7 cruise last Saturday, coming into the dock, and I noticed there's a lot of boats at the dock. And I noticed that one of the pontoons is too far back for me to align my exit ramp with the, my exit gate with the exit ramp.
Okay.
So I said, okay, well, so I blow my horn a few times, boop, boop, and nothing happens. So I did that another time. Nothing
Blow my
happened. So I
horn.
got on the PA and I said, folks in the pontoon boat there, could you please move your boat up a few feet so I can pull it into the dock?
Okay.
Nothing happened. No response at all.
Were they in the boat?
Is that kid in the blue with the red vest? Maybe that's the
Oh, maybe this is the
16-year-old
16-year-old. Maybe he's like the dock security guard or something.
Maybe.
Or I don't know how the fucking shit works.
Did that maybe 5, 6 times.
fuck
and
this
it still
guy.
hadn't moved.
Oh, so they're they okay.
So I said, okay. So I said, listen now, I've got to get these people to the dock. I've got 200 passengers on here.
Right.
I need you to move the boat forward. Still nothing. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to have to call the police.
Okay.
And the police are going to come down here. And if you've got alcohol on your boat or whatever, it's going to be a bad day. So let's just move the boat up and avoid that.
Yeah.
Still nothing.
Really?
This is
So I
all
said,
the
okay,
PA
so I called
system.
the police.
You're saying this to them. They're within earshot. You call the police, they still don't respond
Oh, yes.
until this moment. When
So
you
this guy was just you'll get the fuck like it's just like a gas.
He's like, we're telling you that you need to
Yeah,
move.
yup.
Go move your goddamn
That's
boat.
what he's doing. He's like, get the fuck. Like, we're this is like it's one of those things where it's insane. It's like, hey guys, we have a fucking government or whatever county boat that is like needs to park here. You guys just need to move for us. And it's like, oh, this is bullshit. Say that and move. Bitch and moan while you move, but they just not completely resistant. They probably were drunk. Fucking losers.
have your co-captain get off, and that's what he's confronted with?
Well, not yet. After I called the police, I went back on the PA one more time. And I said, okay, I've called the police. They're going to be down here. They're coming on their way.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
Oh,
the
see.
passengers and crew said
Oh,
What?
that grown ass man just hit that kid in the blue shirt and the red thing, just punched him right in the nuts.
After I called the police, I went back on the PA one more time. And I said, okay, I've called the police. They're going to be down here. They're coming on their way.
Watch now.
What-
well,
who-
we'll just like it's.
Well, the passengers and crew said
Oh, yeah, what the fuck?
Oh, I thought he got him
they're
more in the
They're
nuts.
shooting,
Oh, well,
they're
either
flipping
way.
you- flipping you off.
So that guy was trying to help him.
Captain. I said, okay, so I knew that I wasn't going to get any.
I would deck that woman in the face, though. I'd go right through her, punch her. She's down. Go for the other guys as well.
Oh, yeah.
I just want an excuse to hit a woman. I'm just kidding.
You're so
I'm just
stupid.
joking. I'm joking.
Cooperation. Well, then they just,
I think I would throw him into the water, though. I'm a big guy. I would start throwing people into the water because that's easy. Pick them up, throw them into the water. They're incapacitated, and then you just start pushing them back in because like that's so hard to get out of the water. You say no.
Yeah.
You're just like no. You know, like there you go.
left. Everybody on the boat left. Off the dock.
Jesus, dude, did you see that?
Well, then they just left.
They
Everybody
pull
on
him off. He's trying to stop everybody from fucking fighting this guy. This guy rose in for a cheap shot. He deserved
And
to
then
get
he gets kicked after by the stupid bitch in the purple shirt.
They're gone. As far as I know,
Jesus
they're gone.
Christ.
I didn't know. So I said,
Why
okay,
does
what am I
he?
gonna do now?
This
By
guy in the
that
pink
time,
shorts is the
a
biggest
friend of
pussy in all of
mine,
this.
Who was the captain of the sipping cycle? He called me up. He was at
What
the
a
scene
shame,
too.
bro.
He was doing cruises, and he said,
Good.
"What you gonna
Good.
What?
that she's getting charged.
Oh,
you
yeah, she
stupid
deserves
bitch.
it.
Like, shut the fuck
So I tried
up.
to talk to them to get them to move, and they refused to move. I said, "Well, you think
She's
you can come
definitely
over here?
drunk.
Let me put a
I know,
couple
he's
of
like, you
deck
don't
hands on
touch
your
her.
boat
Yeah,
Get your
like, oh,
fucking
like a big
daughter
man,
or
don't
whatever
touch
she is away.
Yeah, for real.
and send them over there and let them move the boat for me." And that's common practice in the boat
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that's insane.
world. Yeah, sometimes you have to move a boat here and there just to fit in. It happens a lot, like at fuel docks or whatever. You have to move the boat sometimes. It's not
It's not unheard of to do
called
something
for,
like
and-
that. And so, then when that happened, I
That's
mean,
right.
how did we then see that obviously these men were approached, they came back on the scene, even though you thought they had gone, and then this
Yes.
violence escalates. You know, watching this, people immediately thought, just because of the racial dynamic in particular, obviously here, they saw a group of white men
Yeah.
attacking a singular black man who was struck, it looks like first.
Right.
Did you believe
Yeah.
that race played
Right.
an impact and a role on this entire thing?
Well, initially now, Damien, he's actually my first mate, and I've
He's
been
who was
mentoring.
struck.
He's been on the boat for. Yes, he's the one that was struck, and he's been a dear friend of mine for a long time. And when the first guy hit him, I said, "Oh my God," and he threw his hat up. I said, "Oh no, we got problems."
That's funny. That's funny.
Involved, and then three or four more guys came running down the dock. I said, "Thank God they're going to stop this," but they didn't stop it. They jumped in as well. So he had like 5 or 6 folks on there. And the other guy that's on the dock, his name's Daniel, and he's 16 years old. He's a deckhand candidate, and he did his best, trying. He stepped in there and tried to help as best he could. He got punched fairly early there. So
Have you talked to
yeah,
Damien?
I saw it.
It sounds like he's an older guy that doesn't really know how race would play a factor. You know what I mean?
I don't think that
What do you?
he's exactly like denying that. I think he's just telling the story of
Okay.
events in
Yeah,
order.
yeah. Okay.
Have you talked to him? How is he holding up?
Oh yeah, I mean,
I think
took him
racist.
to the hospital that night. We've been. Oh, he's doing well. He's still having some headaches and stuff.
Damn.
But he's doing well. But I saw it like everybody else saw it. It looks like a white people attacking a black man.
No, okay, there you go.
I thought that. I felt that. I felt that was the case. What everybody's thinking. But I don't know the hearts of those men. I have no idea.
His glasses are really magnifying his eyes, and it's like, well, he's looking weird to me. But I respect that. That makes sense. And again, that's what, on a very intuitive level, it feels racist. And like, I try to look for counter argument. It doesn't seem like there's any counter argument. I just don't see that happening if the guy was white.
Hearts. Now I do know the hearts of my crew, and my crew was like frustrated because they couldn't get to the dock, and protective. So I know that's what was going through their mind, because that's what was going through mine. But
Had you had any other experiences before with this same group of
It gets
people?
me every time though.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about the same group of people. This is a group that comes up from downriver, from Selma. They come up every year, and they park their boats, and they go have fun downtown. And we have, a couple of years ago...
Punching a 16-year-old's wild, too.
We came back from the cruise to get our golf cart that we used to get people up the hill that are handicapped or elderly. And we get back and the golf cart's gone. We don't know where it is. Well, eventually we get a call from the hotel, and the Embassy Suites Hotel, and they say, "Hey man, your golf cart's in our lobby." So we go down there and get the golf cart, and we see the video, we find out who it is. We call the police. We all get together with the guy that stole it, and the police say, it's just kind of a prank. And I called my boss because
I don't know. This is somebody said the older black woman was saying they were over there talking about Trump too. It's just like a silly thing, but I also don't doubt it.
Yeah.
They're fucking, I don't know. It's interesting stuff. Let's
belongs to the city.
Let me get into
It's
that.
a city property, but so he wanted me to press charges, but the police
You
said, "Hey
should.
man, just a little prank, so let's let it slide." I
Oh, they're
said,
talking
"Okay."
about something else.
So
Well,
we let it
Captain,
slide.
there's been a very different response.
Well, it
to-
sounds like there's a group of people, if I'm getting this right, that like are associated with them in some capacity that'll do shit and do pranks and fuck around and stuff, and the police are just like, don't press charges. Like we don't feel like doing.
Yeah, what it sounds
a
like
justification
he was
of
getting at is
inappropriate
maybe
behavior.
like this group of people or whatever
Have
did
connections.
that.
Yeah. And like they've been coddled and like allowed to engage in bad behavior. Yeah, I get that.
To this does not feel like a prank. It's not being treated like a prank. There are criminal
Good.
charges.
I mean, but imagine like what happens if it didn't blow up? You think the police would try to suppress this too, or somebody would try to suppress this?
If they like just like weren't moving their boat or whatever, nothing would have been done. If they were
With
like
the fight.
cursing and walked away.
No, but I mean, if the fight happened and it wasn't put on social media, do you think this would have been? Do you think that like they would have got away with it? 'Cause it's possible. I think this has become like fucking national.
Well, I mean, if you beat somebody up, like I don't know how much you could get away with
You
it.
never. I don't know. I'm just saying. You never know. It's the cops are justifying other shit. I couldn't imagine. I could imagine. You know, I could just imagine.
Turning themselves in, arrest
Maybe that's why the FBI are involved. You know, 'cause they have to be now. They have to investigate it. It can't be blocked in some capacity.
warrants issued, and as you say,
Because back in the day, if you got really drunk, they throw you in a cell for a night, and then you would just like sober over. And that was it.
Really, we've been all watching this unfold, and what struck me is that you thought that the people coming in were going to help, and we saw what ultimately occurred.
Yeah,
Captain,
that's wild.
thank you for
And
sharing
scary,
this story with us,
honestly.
Yeah.
Because you
telling us
probably
what
have
we
like a sense of like, okay, thank God. Because
That's what he was saying,
They're
yeah.
stuck on the boat.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, at least, okay, somebody's coming in to help him, and then they just jump in.
I think I would
know?
jump in the water. If you let me. Remember that one time I tried to jump in and save a duck and you would say, stop jumping in the water.
That was disgusting water, and that was not like the duck. I don't value like some man getting
Imagine
beat
jumping
up.
in the water and alligator ate him. A whole new dynamic.
I know they're in a river in Alabama. There could be gators.
Oh shit, that's scary.
we're not seeing. I know there's more to it. We'll want to hear from you again. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, I think that's. I think we got enough.
Sure. And trust the process. The process will work its way out. It'll all come through in the end.
A nice man.
Trust the process.
That's a nice thing to say.
Very prescient words. Thank
Trust
you
the
so much.
process.
I think that's a nice thing to say because I think people are very actively riled up and angry right now, and that's like a trust the process. It's a soothing thing to say. You know, we hope that there's going to be justice. Yeah, I think that that situation was fucking crazy. I didn't think I was going to be as invested. I was like, 2 minutes. We're going to do a 2-minute video. We'll turn into a 5-minute segment. This was a half an hour, 40 minutes. And I'm comfortable ending our stream with that. You know, I'm not super interested unless you want to do this Neo. I'm not super interested in the Neo thing.
No, it's after 10 o'clock. I thought I was going to be able to be showered and in bed by 9.
I'm sorry. Well, you know, we usually do 3 hours, so.
Next week, we are going to try to get on earlier.
Yeah. Well, today we couldn't because
My grandma done fucked it up.
Your grandmother done fucked it up. But it was still like a nice stream. I think this was what one was more fun than the last one.
Yeah, I like this one.
I think that we did a good job bringing some fun. You know what's so funny? None of these topics were like
what we thought we were gonna like really talk about. Like,
I thought that we were gonna be like, you know what? It's gonna be a quick hour and a half stream. We have some micro topics going on. It's not gonna be super crazy. There's not gonna be anything like going on. Blah 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 blah. And then, boom, we come out the other side with a really fun and engaging, for me at least, topics that didn't even feel, you know what I mean? It felt good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you stopping by. We love you. Don't forget that we have memberships open. We probably should announce that at the 1 minute mark, not the 3 hour and 16 minute mark. I have Neo potentially on the list for the next stream. Maybe I'll do it myself on my stream, depending on if you're interested in that conversation. But yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by. I love you all. Take care. Have a good one.
Have a good week.
Have a good week. All right. And bye, guys.
Bye.
Now we got to wait a minute because if I turn off right now, it's the delay. So YouTube shits itself.
Can I just tell you, this chair, like, there's mesh on this, and like being on it is so incredibly uncomfortable.
We'll get you a new chair. Oh yeah, that's uncomfortable. We'll get you a new one. I love you. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
If they said XCC drama blown up, send it to me on like Instagram or something. I could